Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to another live stream of the Scariest Podcast.
Woo!
The Storytime for the Scariest Podcast. If you are new to us, I'm Robin Grace, and this is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And we're here to read you some creepy stories today.
Creepy stories that you fine folks have sent in to us. We call them homegrown horrors, and I don't know, we're probably not going to jump right into it, but for those of you who haven't heard before, we kind of want to let you guys know. If you guys want to reach out to us and tell us your ghost story, spooky story, spiritual story, whatever, you can email storytime@scarish.com or go to facebook.com/scarishpodcast, and you can message us there because a lot of people prefer to do Facebook. You can also message us on Instagram, which is @scarishpodcast. You can tweet at us @scarishpod, or you can join the Facebook group from that same spot, which is the Scarish Spooky Friends group. Post for some instant feedback. And then, of course, we do have a Discord as well, because Discord is the thing that the kids like to use. And the best place to go for that is scarish.com. Scroll to the side, or scroll down, and on the side, you'll see something that says, join our Discord. So those are the best ways to reach out to us. Now, you started saying something to me before we started the show.
Oh.
And you're like, I'm going to save it for the pod.
Yeah, I was about to tell him a story about work today, and it's just not even a really, funny or interesting story. But
They never are.
But wow.
I'm joking. I meant us,
Rude.
not you.
But it was funny because I got into work and I was wearing this sweater and I have black slacks on pretty much. And so I got into work, was doing my thing, went to go talk to someone else about a plan I was working on. And someone goes, wow, Halloween themed, right? And I was like, I don't even know, how that happens.
It's funny because it's like that's a once a week outfit for you.
Yeah, but no, it's not though. I don't really wear this sweater because it's gross and unflattering, but I didn't know what else to wear. So I was like, what are the odds?
What are the oods? So
yeah,
good story.
And we had cupcakes and they had Halloween things on them. So
Themed.
now I have a spider ring. It's cute.
It's a ring that also has a spider on the top of it, so she could terrify me when she got home. But she was nice enough to show me. She didn't actually shock me with that information, which I appreciate because I probably would have peed my pants.
The audio is not synced, apparently.
Yeah, that's great. So no matter what I do, the audio always goes off of sync, and I have to resync it before the show starts. And that's just super frustrating because literally all I do is I change it off of what the setting is, and then I change it back. And then we're going to do it again live. So I'm switching it now to something it shouldn't be. And it's probably going to be even more out of sync now. Which doesn't really matter because I'm just saying this that you guys can see that it's out of sync. And then I'm going to put it back to the setting that it was on before. This is it. So there's that. Let's hit that. And then we'll go with that. And hopefully our audio will sync now.
Is it working?
We'll let everyone tell us there. Audio slightly off was from earlier, so we'll see if that winds up fixing it. But we're going to go ahead and move forward probably. Or do you want to check some of the stream chat before we get to our first story?
There's nothing really going on in the stream chat other than everyone greeting each other, which is awesome.
It's nice that you guys say hi to each other. I really like that interaction.
And yeah, strawberry flavored anything is great. Just so you know, it's like my favorite desserts and drinks and chocolates and ice creams and everything strawberry.
So you can send those things to Robin. It says still off slightly. At this point, there's just nothing I can do for the live broadcast. So sorry guys, I wish we could get this thing working, but it was working just fine 5 hours ago and 3 hours ago and 1 hour ago and 30 minutes ago. So we're going to do our best and let us know in the thing whether or not it's fast or slow. It also might be the fact that Twitch is a little off. So but we're just going to keep going. Honestly, there's a lot of times where if you're using a capture card, you need to have a 1 second audio delay, which is the case. And every time you start it up, it still has it it's set to 0. So you have to change it off of it and change it back to it. But whatever. I'm going to get to my first email. You guys let me know if it catches up or if it's slow or if it's fast, and we'll try and go from there on the next break.
Cool.
So I'm going to jump into my first email, and the subject is Yo Dogs. So
Yo.
I think this is the wrong email, in fact. So I'm going to skip to a different one. My bad.
Why is it wrong?
Because that one is really long and I want to save it for the end. So, okay, this one, I lied. So someone out there is like, oh, that's my email. And I'm switching off of it. They're like, I hate him so much. So this first email is actually called Homegrown Horror. And it starts out like this. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Austin and I am a Vegas-born fan here. I have a story that is a little different, but I think you guys might like it. Here we go. I used to house sit. I didn't want to do it in the Mario voice because I don't want to get sued.
Sorry.
I mean Mario with 2 O's, trademark or whatever. I used to house sit for my mom.
Though, isn't it?
I don't honestly know. I'm pretty sure Mario says that too, like when you select him in Mario Kart.
I guess.
So this is Mario with two O's and 2 K's for Kart. So dangerously close to that third K. Let me get back to the email. I used to house sit for my mom's boss. She lived in a decent sized house that even with the lights on was still a little dark. If I had the lights on only in the kitchen, the rest of the house would be pitch black. I always stayed there alone, but I used to tell my mom her house was a little creepy. Don't even get me started on how dark it was outside. Anyways, one night my brother came over there to hang out with me, and we were watching some scary movies. After the movies, he decided that instead of driving home, he would just stay the night with me. There was a room directly across from the room I slept in. Well, we both go into our rooms and shut the door. After I fell asleep, I woke up to the light turning on. I thought it was my brother, so I just shut it off and locked the door so he couldn't do it again. A couple hours later, I woke up to the light being turned on again and was like, what the fuck?
I would be super upset.
I would be getting really annoyed that the ghost or whatever the spirit is that's trying to mess with me, it just wants to interrupt my sleep. Like, that would bother me the most about everything else.
I would think it's somebody I know that's messing with me first. Oh, wait, they're alone.
They're with their brother.
Okay.
And they already locked the door to ensure this wouldn't happen again.
Okay.
So at this point, it's clearly demons. So the story continues. I checked and made sure the door was still locked, which it was. I opened the door to see if maybe he was still awake, and the house was pitch black. I didn't really think anything of it, so I just turned it off again. Well, I woke up a third time to the light on yet again. By this point, I am just annoyed, and in my head I'm thinking, okay, if there is a ghost or something here, it is really starting to annoy me. Anyways, I woke up a fourth time and thought, fuck it, so I just left the light on. All the ghost can do now is turn it off, in which case, I win. I like that. That's just problem solving right there. In the morning, I had to wake up because she was coming home that day, so my brother and I had to get ready to leave. We woke up, and the first thing he said to me is, why did you keep turning my light on? I looked at him confused, and I was like, my light kept turning on too.
Oh my God.
I thought you were messing with me somehow. We both got a little creeped out, but just kept getting ready. When we were getting ready to leave, I went into his room to check to make sure it was cleaned up and noticed that his light was on. So I turned the light off and immediately realized we are two idiots who got fooled by faulty wiring.
Wow.
Keep in mind the rooms are across from each other. The lights were connected to each other's room.
So it's like one would switch it off, but it would turn it on in the other room and vice versa?
Like a movie scene.
That's hilarious.
So when I turned my light off, his light goes on and vice versa. So all night, we were the ghosts turning on each other's lights.
That's so cute.
It's a really good story.
It's a really good story.
It is a bit different, but I hope you like my ha-ha story because I love telling it. Anyways, I enjoy listening to your podcast and keep on creeping on. Thanks. That was a really good one.
That's a really good story.
Yeah,
I really like it.
It's so funny how sometimes your mind will jump to, like, it's got to be something, like, regular, something natural. Then when you, like, kind of prove that it can't be, all of a sudden you're thinking something supernatural. And then afterwards you're like, oh, I'm dumb. Because that does tend to happen. So, good stuff. I enjoyed that one. So, let's take a quick break and look over into Stream Chat and see what you guys thought of it.
Alrighty. Connor said the Major is here. Who's the Major?
I don't know. Taylor over in YouTube says, happy Wednesday, everyone. Hi, Adam and Robin. Hi, Taylor.
Happy Wednesday.
Thank you for joining us. Happy Wednesday.
Hump Day. Oh, is that not a thing anymore?
Hump Day will always be a thing.
Okay.
Everyone says the audio is still
seen
off.
Haunted. Haunted.
It's a Netflix thing.
The movie? Haunted the movie?
I don't know if it's a movie or if it's a series, but we just finished watching The Haunting of Hill House. So we have a gaping hole in our lives now because we need to find a new show.
We had been staying up till like 2 or 3 each day to like watch it, and we finished it so fast, and now we're just like there's just nothing that is as intense or as good as that show was in recent time for us.
So I don't want to spoil anything from Haunting of Hill House. Obviously, if you haven't seen it, I do advise watching it. I will say that it got progressively scarier and scarier, and it already started off pretty scary, and they did wrap everything up. And the last episode, they didn't really leave a lot of stuff hanging out there where you're like, oh, there has to be a season 2. If there's a season 2, I wonder if there's going to do a completely different house.
It has
or completely
to be a
different actors. Or I don't know what it could be, but the whole season wraps up really nicely. A little too nicely. Because you know how horror stories kind of always leave you with like that sense of unease because something's unfinished? This one really didn't do that.
No,
and that's not a knock against it. It's just the fact that it's like they completed the story they were trying to tell.
It was really well done. The filming was really well done. The story was really well written out, I think. So go watch The Haunting at Hill House. It was really good.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Like, we were staying up really late in the morning. Like, we had one night where it was like 1 a.m. and we're like, should we go to bed now? And I was like, if we watch 3 more episodes, it'll be 4:30 in the morning, but we'll be done with the series, so we don't have to have nightmares
Well, I
anymore.
tried to sleep, and then I was like, I'm too scared to sleep, so we're just like, just put it on, and we'll just finish it.
And we did.
And we did.
To our
and it
credit.
was really late, and I woke up at like noon the next day. It was horrible. But yeah.
Looks like Carly was able to join us. Welcome, Carly. And Pave Paradise. Welcome, Pave.
Boop, boop, from Ghost in the Shell. Oh, wait, why? Wait, did someone say something about Ghost
Major
in
is
the
the main
Shell?
character of Ghost in the
I know that.
Ghost in the Shell. Someone said it's got to be a Ghost in the Machine, and that's why things aren't working correctly.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Liam is cool is also with us. He says hi. Pancake says hello, everyone.
Hopefully the ridiculous reasons, Pave Paradise, that you missed the show last week was something that is resolved and not horrible still.
Let's hope it was all good stuff.
Yeah.
Taylor over on YouTube.
Oh wait, no, it was was it the friend that had a baby? That was it, right? Last week?
I thought that was Jangmi, but I don't know.
No, I think it was Pave Paradise. Had a friend that had a baby.
You guys can let us know.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Taylor over on YouTube says, did you guys see that the BuzzFeed Unsolved went to the Winchester Mystery House for their season premiere on Friday? I hope you guys can go soon. I live in San Jose, and I have memories of going there. Yeah, we hope we can go too, to be honest
I really
with you.
want to go.
We're not going to be super near it.
We're close, though.
Yeah.
We're at 34 patrons. We just
picked up a couple.
16 more.
And that's the thing, though, is like every time we don't really start like nailing away at everyone, like, seriously, go to Patreon, we stop gaining patrons. You know what I mean? And we don't want to feel like we're always cramming it down your guys' throat to give us money or sign up or whatever. We just kind of do the normal outro. But I don't know. We got 2 more this week, which is really cool. So if you have anyone that you know that wants to become a patron, if you've been thinking about doing it yourself, like $1 a month is really not a lot of money. You know what I mean? So it's like if you skipped one trip to McDonald's for maybe like one trip from a 3-month period, that would save you. Not even that. It's okay. I'm not even going to try and figure out money.
I was going to say,
patrons help.
This is getting too deep.
Patrons always help. I don't know about deep, but it was definitely getting complicated. So good stuff. Wow. Carly says, I'm rewatching Hill House already. I suggested that today.
See, I really want to do that because I really want to just, instead of paying attention to the story,
find the ghosts.
Just look for the ghosts the whole time. And I've seen lists out there that have shown like where all these ghosts are, but I feel like we've seen things in the show that other people haven't necessarily put on these lists yet.
There's probably some ghosts that no one's caught yet, and I think that's the thing though. Like, how many lists have you seen? I've only seen one list so far, and that's the one that you showed.
It's like
me.
looking for hidden Mickeys.
I guess it's exactly like that. A lot of people in the chat did say it was Jangmi that was missing the stream because their friend was having a baby. So
Okay.
I nailed that. Allbrain says, have you guys watched Hereditary yet? We have not.
No.
I don't know where to find it yet.
It's not on stream yet because it came out no, maybe it didn't come out in theaters. I don't know. We need to find a way to watch it.
Yeah, we're trying to watch stuff on our streaming services to keep money I don't know, under lock and key. We're not trying to spend extra money right now. So if anyone knows of a service that you can watch it where it's not like straight up pirating it, let us know. Cannibal Corpse 210 says, did you really put broom bits in your spaghetti? What?
Do you really put broom bits in your spaghetti? I think that was something. Someone tweeted that to you too.
To me?
I'm pretty sure. It wasn't me. I don't know anything about broom bits and spaghetti.
It's not ringing a bell, but then again, I can't remember what I did this morning. So just give me some context to that, and I promise I'll give you an answer. Meadows is here as well. He says, how is everyone this morning, afternoon, and or evening? I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit annoyed that the audio isn't working because I synced it a bunch of times and it was working just fine, but hopefully it's getting better. So we'll see what happens with that. Director said at least 70 ghosts, I think, or at least 70 were on set / planned. That is a lot of Easter eggs to plan for. That's a fuck ton.
What? Really?
Yeah.
We have to totally watch it.
Big thank you to Godrich, who just cheered 500 bits. We appreciate that, Godrich. You're amazing. You guys are fantastic. And it looks like the icon that they chose is little RIP gravestones that have dropped into our glass.
Nice.
I like that you guys get to pick when you do bits what like icon you want to drop into the
really
glass.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
Just to let you guys know, we will be going to Disneyland hopefully on the 1st. That's my hope, but I might have an exam and it's stressing me out. So we're supposed to have an exam on the 30th, and he's like a week behind on schedule, like on lectures. So I'm hoping he'll move it to the next Tuesday, but in class yesterday he was saying he's going to move it to the Thursday. And so now I'm kind of freaking out because I need to get my Disney fix going on. And I'm like, ah. So
we will let people know when we are going to be there. Everyone's been super helpful in getting us like information on how we can get tickets on the super cheap and what we can do with that. So, but we're gonna try and do a meetup for sure when we're out there.
we're gonna be there on the 1st and probably go on the 4th to do the meetup.
Cool.
Because the 1st is my birthday.
I do want to read.
Well, the 1st isn't my birthday, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
We know. So Godrich also sent a message, and they said, love you guys so much, and have a surprise coming in the coming days. Hopefully it's something like good, like it's an email, or maybe you mailed us something. That'd be cool to find.
That'd be really cool.
And also big shout out to whoever it was that just subscribed. I have to just click on this really fast so it'll actually give me notifications because everything's just a big old mess. We've had 2 subscriptions back to back. Cannibal Corpse 210 just subscribed.
Thank you for subscribing. You're so nice.
We appreciate you guys. And Mario Madrano also subscribed. That's over on YouTube. So thank you to both of you folks for subscribing over on YouTube. It's nice that it's actually telling us when that happens because all the notifications from YouTube have been just a giant disaster lately. Yeah, it's like the program we use is in beta. So it's like everything when it's in beta is going to be a mess except for Fallout 76, which Robin and I participated in yesterday. Played 4 hours of it. Super fucking awesome. I can't wait until it releases. That's not an advertisement. No one pays me to say that. I love Fallout, and Fallout 76 is super fun.
Dude, it was so fun. And legit, I skipped my math class to go home and play Fallout 76
Hopefully
beta.
your math teacher's not a fan of ours. So
Very
they're not
guilty
like,
of doing
bitch.
that. But it was really fun. I cannot wait. It's going to be a little difficult because I think we got murdered a bunch and we murdered people a bunch.
We did get some murdering in, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a rough game.
I almost killed someone and then someone else who was their friend shot me in the back of the head. And that's on me because I legitimately just decided that I was going to attack someone just to see what PvP was like in the game. And it works exactly how you think it would, which is pretty fun. So, good stuff.
What? Okay, someone's saying there's 70 ghosts in that show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, we really need to watch it.
Yeah, we talked about this. Everyone's watched us talk about this once already. Godrich just subscribed to us on Twitch, so thank you for subscribing.
Thank you.
Very much appreciate you guys. You guys are fantastic.
You guys are being so nice. All right, and let's see. My turn.
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay, so this one goes, hi, Robin and Adam.
Hello.
Hello. I kind of want to say like hi. I always say hello.
I'm sticking with hello.
I just want to start off by saying I love your podcast, and if it weren't for my boyfriend telling me I had to listen because you guys had the same couple dynamic as us, I wouldn't have found it, and I'm very glad it did. Thank you.
Thank you to you and your boyfriend. We appreciate that.
I've had many a story of ghosts and the paranormal, but one specifically stands out from the rest. It was back in 7th grade, about 7 to 8 years ago. I was at my friend's house, and her and another friend of mine, as well as myself, were having a sleepover. We had been watching TV, but needed to find hairstyles since we were going to a bat mitzvah the next day.
Right on.
I didn't realize that was a thing, like finding hairstyles.
I mean, you get really dressed up. You get all fancy. You got to look good. It's like any other giant celebration.
So around midnight, we went into her computer room, which was just off the living room, still being able to see the TV and the room. We were in there for a while, and all of a sudden, the lights started to flicker. But we thought nothing of it, since it tends to happen often around our area. But then the lights turned off.
Our area is particularly haunted and or has bad electrical, so good to know.
I just know it's not a switch problem where someone's in a different room playing with switches. This is actually going to be like something. When they came back on a few seconds later.
I was just thinking of that video. I'm sorry to interrupt that video of the guy who's like, my sister's upstairs with her friends playing with a Ouija board. I showed that to my dad. He thought it was the funniest fucking thing he's ever seen.
You guys need to watch this video. This guy turns off the breaker light. And
to his sister's room while her and her friends are playing with a Ouija board.
You just hear a bunch of little girls screaming.
Just the shrillest scream coming from 2 floors away, and he just starts flicking it back and forth, and the screaming turns like panicking. It's so fucking funny.
When they came back on a few seconds later, we saw a black shadow run across the room, and her cat after it. Oh my god! Nope.
You see the black shadow, and you might have thought for a second like it must be the cat, and then you see the cat chase it, and you're like, "Fuck, I'm gonna die."
The TV had static, so we were going to go unplug it. But when we got to the plug, it was unplugged.
That's fucked up.
Nope, that's some poltergeist shit right there.
Yeah.
Nope. That was the point where we were truly freaked out. Her dad came up and calmed us down since we were screaming bloody murder. Once we were calm, we went back to our phones, and this was back when phones still had battery bars. We all had just charged our phones, but they all went from 3 bars to 2. I haven't been back to that house since. Okay, so I'm imagining like you know how we see our signal bars? I think it's like that.
Yeah, I was around for those days. So were you. You probably just didn't realize it. Because instead of having percentages, it was like how you just have like slashes. Kind of like how if you check your controller battery level for like Xbox or PlayStation, it shows like 4 notches and it shows you how many are full.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
Whether it was a ghost that was attached to the house because of the Battle of Edge Hill. Ooh, what is the Battle of Edge Hill?
I don't know. Looks like we need to look that up.
Since that took place around our neighborhood or from the cemetery down the street, we'll never know. And I don't particularly want to know. Yeah, that's a lot of things that come together to create. You want a haunted house? That's how you get a haunted house.
It's totally true.
Thanks for listening, Maddie from Abington, Pennsylvania.
Thank you for sending that in, Maddie. We appreciate that. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. That's a big confluence of different things that could definitely be contributing to the fact that you're probably there's probably an ancient Indian burial ground around somewhere too that your house is built directly on top of.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of stuff, especially like when you see creepy shit.
Yeah.
I had a couple creepy things happen when I lived in a house down in Arizona, and the first thing that I thought when I was down there is like, I really need to look up the history of this house. And then I decided it was smarter to just not do that and to just live in ignorance and just tell myself it was something else. And I did that for like 8 months, and then I got the fuck out of there. Big shout out to Florence Jean, who has followed us on Twitch. Thank you for following us. We appreciate you. So cool. You want to take oh my God, that's so funny. This narc says, Confluence. Confluence is also a program that you can use to have an intranet website that I use. That's like what I used to work with when I was a tech writer still. So it's actually not for me. It's like Confluence, the good old days. So let's look over to the stream chat and see what you guys had to say.
Not very much. Yes, Connor, if you want to watch that show, there are a whole bunch of people that I'm sure would watch with you. Rabbit, that app, can watch stuff with other people, right?
I don't know. You're the one that was talking to me about how we were going to set up something with it soon, which will be super cool.
I set up a page. I set up an actual Rabbit page for Scary-ish. We just haven't actually watched anything on it yet, so we'll have to set that up and figure out a time and stuff like that. But you can watch stuff with people on there. Not an ad. We just think that that's kind of cool.
Meadows says, Adam could let you guys onto my Netflix account. I really appreciate that, Meadows. We have a Netflix account, so we're just waiting for movies to come on there before we watch it. I have a friend who also shares their Vudu with us, and like, he's the friend that I like to pick on. So he goes out and buys movies. He puts the digital code in. You can watch it on any of your like devices connected to the Vudu account. So he has like 300 movies. And if I want to see a movie and he hasn't bought it yet, I'm just like, Lee, what the fuck, dude? Go out and buy Hereditary.
I know. I'm like, doesn't he have that movie already?
He's just like, I don't want to. Like, it's so scary. It's so fucking funny.
Boop, 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 doo.
I don't know if I said this last time. Tanya over on YouTube says, I actually picked it up in my local library. It took a while, but I got it. In regards to finding Hereditary. So I always forget that we can go to our local DVD? Library. I'm sure it's out by now. It's been a while. It's been long enough where it should be out.
Okay. Maybe we should try to find it on DVD. Redbox, that's a thing still?
I don't know. We'll find it one way or the other. Taylor Dominguez over on YouTube says, also very random, but if you are able, please vote on the 6th of November. Hope it's okay that I say this.
Yes, everyone vote.
I will say 2 things really fast. 1, we always keep the show pretty free of politics just because we want this to be a place where anyone can come to and experience or share their experiences. And 2, everyone should vote, regardless of who you're going to vote for. I absolutely think that you guys should go out and vote.
Just go do it.
If you guys need help, find someone that can help you go out and vote. There's a lot of different services that'll take you to a poll or let you know what your polling place is. It's a very hopefully easy process. I went today. Took me 5 minutes and standing in line. They found me like that. I went and I voted and I walked out. It was super quick and dirty, just the way I like it. So
I hate that.
I 100% agree with you. Go ahead and vote, guys.
Phrase.
So what else do we got over here?
The phrase "quick and dirty," they use it in engineering all the time, in surveying, stuff like that, and I just can't. I hear it all the time. I can't stand it.
I hear it all the time too, not just from engineers. Like everyone says that. The phrase I used to hate is when people would call me boss. And I know it's a weird thing, and it's not like that whole, like, don't call me boss, like, I'm your friend.
I like it.
No, like, I don't like it when, like, some customer would come in when I was still working at GameStop, like, what's up, boss, you got that game? And I'd be like, don't call me boss. If I was your boss, I'd tell you to get the fuck out right now. Instead, I'm really more like your indentured servant. What else do we got? Over on YouTube says, any chance you guys... Yep, it's that on. Any chance you guys can play Mario on stream again? I want to. The problem is that we have played it multiple times since off stream, and I've done very well. And the last time we played, I think Robin really wanted to get back on the stream and kick my ass for all you guys to watch. But that setup, changing everything around, is kind of what killed our stream that one time. So I'm ordering a new pass-through because this thing is just hot garbage. And once that comes in, I think we will try and do another game day. Maybe Mario Party, maybe something else, maybe multiple games. But that's a good question.
Yeah.
I definitely want to play again. That's for sure.
Yeah, we have to order new setup stuff to make the stream kind of better run, I guess.
It's just a lot of janky shit. I mean, we have a GoPro that's taped to a camera mount because like there's no way to mount it.
Tape?
The masking tape was around here somewhere. I don't know. And it's run through a pass-through, run into my laptop. My laptop is running like 6 different programs right now, and I have my emails up, and I have Reaper up on it. It's just a lot of stuff going on all at once.
That's
so we're
hilarious.
just trying to improve it so we don't. If this thing fries, you guys will not get scary-ish. Like, that's all it comes down to. I don't know what the fuck I would do if this laptop died. It would be the worst thing ever.
You should get a external hard drive and put all that stuff on there.
That's probably a really good idea.
Yep.
That's not a bad idea at all. Cannibal Corpse 2010 over on YouTube says, I actually listened to all your episodes on Spotify twice. Today I actually listened to another podcast, but I got annoyed because I didn't hear your voices. You guys have the best podcast.
Thank you so much. That's so nice. You guys are so nice.
We really appreciate that.
All right. Is it my turn for a story?
Are you done reading the chat?
Yeah.
I've been looking at mostly the YouTube stuff, so.
Oh, okay. Well, Zwazzle says, in my old apartment, there's a shadow dude in the dining area. We called him Bob. He was cool with us. Connor got to the autopsy scene in Hill House, which is freaking creepy.
Yeah, super sad.
That show is just so scary.
Swazzle said, knock on wood, Adam. I think I will go ahead and knock on wood. This is funny. Pape Paradise says your vote counts. My government teacher, I always want to say professor, my government teacher in high school, she ran for local office like 3 years before she was my teacher, and she lost by 7 votes. And the most frustrating thing for her was when a kid would say, like, my vote doesn't count, and she would lose her shit because she lost a local election by, like, 7 votes. I was like, that's a bummer. And then, like, we got caught one time. We got in trouble because we were stupid kids. And we used to do stupid shit. And she asked me, like, what'd you guys get in trouble doing? I'm like, we were stealing signs. And she's like, oh, like stop signs? I did that when I was a kid. I was like, no, like we were going to the corners that had all the political signs that we were sick of seeing because they would, like, block your view around an intersection. And we were just taking them out and throwing them in the bed of our friend's truck. And she was so fucking mad at me. And I think she thought, like, if some kids did that to me and I lost 7 votes because of that, oh, I hate them so much now. So, yeah, fun story about voting.
Wow. Okay. Meadows asks, what happened to your tower, and did you ever get it fixed? The answer is nope, it's dead.
Yeah, my actual, like, computer that's not the laptop is just, it doesn't, like, all the USB ports have fried on it at this point. And I'll tell you why. It's because our amazing, beautiful, goddamn black cat chews cords, and she would chew. I bought like super fancy mouse. I bought like the Razer mouse for my gaming and shit, and she chewed the cord right away, like immediately, and it would kill the mouse, and it would also kill the USB port.
Was it the Naga? It was one of the Razer mice.
I don't remember the name of it. Oh, it was the Mamba. It was the Mamba. Yeah, and that one I actually got it because you could do it wirelessly, but once you chew through the cord, then it also kills the dock, and eventually the mouse would just die. So it was just I've lost a lot of fucking USB ports to the cat chewing cords for funsies, and she just ruined the whole goddamn thing. So it's an 8-year-old rig. It was $2,000 when I bought it. It lasted a really long time, so it's just time to upgrade. And this thing is doing pretty well. So everyone cross your fingers. If it dies, I'll let you guys know, and we'll have like an internet Ouija board seance to bring my laptop back from the dead, and hopefully it won't become infected with like ghosts or demons or anything like that. So good stuff.
Putting good juju on it.
Was that good juju?
Yeah.
I can never tell what kind of juju you're putting on things.
Sounds gross. Okay. So, you did just read a story, right? So
you
it's my turn?
just read a story.
Oh, so it's your turn. All right.
Started. You went next. Now it's my turn.
Okay, go.
So, like I've said before, and some of you guys that are listening to this might not have heard this because we usually mention this on the live shows. My mom is actually the person who not curates, but she'll like just go ahead and do a quick read through of all the emails that get sent to us the night we're going to read them, just to make sure that there's not any grammatical errors that could trip us up so we can have a smooth show. And that said, she'll see some stuff every now and then, and she'll leave a note in there, and she's like, hey, make sure you want to read this or check this. And she put, check the very last paragraph and see if you want to read it or not. And I checked it, and I'm still going to read it because I thought it was funny, and they included it, and it'll be fun to, like, I don't know, I want to get your thoughts on it. It's not scary. It's something in the postscript where they just decide to mention something. So that said,
oh God,
let's get to it.
I'm scared, even though it's not scary. I'm scared of what the context will be.
It's not bad. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. This one is called Just Remembered. And it starts out like this. Hiya, Adam and Robin.
Hiya.
Hiya. I like that better than hello. I'm glad to be writing to you guys again, and it's totally okay to share this. Talking to my husband today, in parentheses, who I am currently visiting with my daughter in Florida, reminded me of kind of a funny story. So in the same house from my previous story, when I was about 8 years old, my mother was talking to me about being responsible for my pets in the wake of my last dog getting stolen. That's so sad. Because I left her tied up outside.
I hate it when people take people's dogs. I
hate it when people steal anything, but when you steal a dog, that's super frustrating.
That's like stealing a member of your family.
What's annoying to me is like I was at a restaurant recently and I was walking out and I heard barking and I turned and I was like, did someone go to a fucking sit down? It was an Applebee's. Like, did someone go to a fucking Applebee's and leave their dog in the car while they ate? And I was sitting there contemplating, like, should I break the window? It's only 70 outside, but inside it's like 110 for that dog. I was getting angrier, like, I'm going to go in there and say something to the manager. And then I realized they were parked in the, like, pick up and go spot. And they ran in to get their food, and they were coming back out as I was plotting how to save this dog. But in my head, I'm like, I shouldn't have to make that decision. That asshole should have either taken his dog inside or left his dog at home. But anyways, let me get back to this. I'm sorry your dog got stolen. Then my grandmother happened to walk by and overheard the conversation. So she said, yo, dog, tell her about how you and your brothers took care of pets. I fucking love it when grandparents show up when you're in trouble with your parents and they're like, you know why they did that? Because you were an asshole when you were a kid and you deserve it.
Wow.
My friend did a burnout in our driveway growing up and my mom was fucking lecturing me and we were having family over about like how the driveway looks like shit, and my grandmother walked right past her and she's like, I'm glad you had a kid that did that to you too. She used to do that to our driveway all the time in her Camaro. And my mom just stopped. She was like, shit. It was just like, yeah, grandma to the rescue.
I don't know. I've never had anything like that happen to my mom.
I used to do stupid stuff when I was a kid, and my mom always used to say, like, I hope you have a kid just like you, like, as I was doing stupid stuff. I'll get back to the email. It says in parentheses, shout out to Adam, smiley face. Then my grandmother walked away. My mother sighed and started telling me about how when she was a kid, my grandmother got a chocolate Labrador for her.
Oh, I don't want missing Labradors. I can't.
Her older brother and their younger brother. After about 3 days, the joy of caring for Omen babies wore off, and they let them run amok in the house. Oh. When my grandmother woke up one morning to find all 3 pups peeing on the carpet, she tied them up outside. I thought it was 1 dog for 3 kids. It's 3 dogs, 1 for each kid. So this grandmother, the last name must be Stark. Because I'm just saying, not Tony Stark, like Ned Stark.
Ned Stark.
So that's sad. The dogs are all tied up outside. She woke her children up before leaving that day to remind them to get up and take care of their dogs. But they kind of forgot. So when they finally thought about the pups and went to go check, all 3 had died because it was a hot day.
What the French
sad
toast.
Face. That's a really hot day.
That's horrible.
That's so fucked up. Here's when the story takes another turn. This all sounded familiar to me, so I ran to get my nightmare box, in parentheses, which was a box I would keep little notes in about my nightmares to keep them from coming back.
What?
Write down your dreams so you don't dream them again. I've heard that before. I've never done
it.
I showed my mother a note from about 3 nights before when I had dreamt of playing with a strange little girl in our backyard and how she was trying to get me to play with 3 dead puppies.
Shut up.
I just got goosebumps. I didn't want to because we all knew dead puppies aren't much fun.
Oh my goodness.
In parentheses, hope you guys get that terrible joke. I totally don't. I don't know what that's from. Damn it. Anyway, my mom showed the note to my grandmother and she vowed that she would never talk to me again.
Holy crap.
Wow. My dad's like that too. A friend of his had this girlfriend that he had known for a long time, and he brought her over and they were all hanging out one night and they were sitting around talking, and she was acting a little weird. Like she was just talking like really low, like monotone. And then she like shook her head and she woke up, and she had been asleep for hours and she was sleep talking with her eyes open. And my dad was like, get the fuck out of my house. You're never allowed back in my house again. And she was like, no, it happens sometimes. Like, I sleepwalk, and sometimes I talk in my sleep.
No.
And he was like, I had carried on a conversation with her for a fucking hour, and she woke up after that? He was like, she was possessed. I never let her back in the house. I'm pretty sure he just, like, ended that friendship because he was so creeped out. Cutting off her grandkid, though, that's pretty fucking intense. Ugh. Hope you guys enjoy the story. I think it's scary-ish. Well played.
That was scary to me.
Thank you so much for all the work you put into the podcast. It means a lot to us spooky friends. P.S. I included 2 pics for you to add to the rest of the Omen babies. They're extremely cute. Patra, the one taking a shower, was my Scotty. I had her for about 10 years and had to put her down when she got deathly ill. Jinjo, Jinjo, gonna go with that,
all right,
is my cat stepson from a previous relationship with me and my husband's ex-girlfriend. Yes, that is what it sounds like. LOL. Hoping to write again soon,
What?
Brittany. That's the part. That's the part I was telling you about. That's why my mom was just like, do you want to read that?
We
I was
gotta
like,
get one.
fuck yeah, I want to
want
read
one.
that. You want one what?
Let's get a girlfriend.
No! This is ridiculous. But yeah, I read that and I was like, that's funny. Like, I'm not going to judge anyone's lifestyle. Like, it's funny though, because you kept someone else's cat. It's like you guys have an ex-girlfriend, which is weird. It's abnormal. I shouldn't say weird. It's not the typical thing, but then you kept their cat.
People do that though.
I mean, need that story. I need you to send me another email and let me know what the hell happened where you guys acquired someone else's cat, because it's like, I get it.
I thought you wanted a different story.
No, I get it. Like, you guys,
Okay.
you got your dog stolen when you were a kid. So you're like, I'm stealing someone else's cat. But I just think that that's kind of a dick move. So it's like, we're breaking up with you and we're keeping your pet. So that's mean. That's happened to a lot of the friends I have, actually, come to think of it. They've lost a pet in a breakup, which would just be horrible. So I don't think I'd be able to deal with that stuff. I'd probably just stay in the relationship.
All right.
So good to know. All right, let's take a break and look over on Stream Chat, see if you guys enjoyed that bombshell at the end of it. So got to scroll back up over here. I saw that and I was just like, I'm fucking leaving that in. I think it'll be way too funny if I take it out. Or it'll be too depressing if I take it out.
Jang Mi says for you to knock on wood again.
Knocked on wood again.
Okay.
I wrote a short story in college called Knock on Wood. And
Really?
It's, yeah, it was like, we had a bunch of different prompts as my senior year, and we had a horror one for Halloween. I typically don't write horror. But it was just about a guy who goes in the woods to look for his brother, which is a personal experience of mine that I've actually had. My brother's paranoid schizophrenic. I've mentioned that before. And he got lost. Not really lost. He was just wandering the woods all the fucking time. So I drove 4 hours to IU Bloomington's campus and walked around the woods where I knew he hung out. And I was down there in the middle of the fucking night, and it was super scary. So I turned that into a short story, and like him and his friends go down to look for this person. They get stuck in a cabin, and like they find a bunch of stuff about like this legendary creature and all this other shit. And the best part is I write this out and it sounds like I'm just making it up, but like the whole thing behind Knock on Wood is like there's an evil forest spirit that will come and take you, and it's like a snake, and the spirit of the forest itself is the only thing strong enough to protect it, but you have to wake up the spirit of the forest before you go into the forest so it can protect you. And you do that very specifically by knocking on wood. You knock on a tree. So it was an okay story. That was really cool, though, that part of it. So after the story, all everyone wanted to know was like, is that true? And I was like, yeah, that is 100% true. So fun stuff. I don't know why I decided to tell you guys that when I saw the phrase knock on wood.
All right. Connor says, if anyone wants a non-scary movie that's full of feels, I Kill Giants made me cry on a recent flight. I've never heard of I Kill Giants. I don't know, maybe it sounds familiar, though.
I've never heard of it.
Adam made me watch this horrible movie about trolls.
It's called Troll Hunter, and it's not horrible. She fell asleep. It's good. And the end is super creepy because they show you an actual clip of the actual president of wherever the hell the movie takes place, like admitting out loud to the media that trolls exist. And then like his whole cabinet that's around him, like look at him like, what the fuck? Shut up, bro. And then it like cuts away. And I was like, that probably happened. And whoever was watching it was like, I'm making a fucking movie about that. Troll Hunter is good. I think it's on Netflix too. So check that out. It's kind of scary.
Cool. And then we do have the bath bomb over here. For the scary-ish bath bomb. Yep, your finger's closer.
I wanted to put it here, but Robin told me it doesn't look better aesthetically, and since she knows more about it, I just went with it. But yeah, that is the scary-ish bath bomb. We have not used the other one yet.
Yeah, we haven't used them yet.
Yeah, because we're not exactly sure how we're going to divvy these up. And I know that sounds weird, but realistically, we got a lot of them. I know she's getting the Soul Noir, because it's the black bath bomb, and that matches her pretty well.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's going to get the scary-ish one, because we have one to use and one that we want you guys to be able to see down there. So,
Meadow says he still needs help building his PC.
Oh, shit, bro. I am more than happy to help you. It's one of my favorite things to do. I build them out like just so I can daydream about what I'm going to do when I finally get a job again.
And then
Maggie over on YouTube says, oh my God, I shit you not. My history teacher ran for some public office too in high school, but he lost by only a few votes. He then got fired later for selling pot, but that's another story.
Oh my goodness.
And then Taylor on YouTube says, I want to hear the pot story. Same, bro. Like, give us that story. That's so funny.
That's hilarious. Xbox. The Snark says Xbox is acting up, trying to get y'all on the big screen. Connor says, I know what the problem is. I don't know. Glitch says, don't you say Xbox? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Xbox.
I love my Xbox.
Xbox is bomb.
I've never had a problem with
System
Xbox.
of choice.
I have constant problems with my PS4. That's just how things go. Like, you pick the one that doesn't give you shit, and that makes sense. And I think most people have had shit happen with their Xbox, so I think that's why more people gravitated towards.
I've had Xbox
PS4
problems before. Like, I've had my cat push over my 360 and totally screw up my copy of Elder Scrolls.
The stupidest thing they ever did was that, like, wave sensor for turning on your console, because your dog or cat would just walk by and be like, "Hey, bro, fuck you," and turn your shit off. Oh my gosh.
And I still have the Xbox that does that. I think my Star Wars Xbox does that.
It does.
And as soon as you just anything grazes it, it turns it off or on, and it's annoying.
And then you hear the R2-D2 sounds because it's the R2-D2 Xbox.
This has turned into a nerd gaming thing.
Maggie over on YouTube says, there was a door in the back of his classroom. This is the pot story. There was a door in the back of his classroom that opened to some parking lot no one knew about. Regularly, people would drive up to the door. He would legit openly pass baggies under the door, and money would be slipped back under in the middle of fucking class. It was wonderful. This was like every day he has regulars, and we had fake names and backstories for everyone he had.
Holy crap.
That's fucking hilarious.
No, what?
That's some Breaking Bad shit.
Yeah. But no, you don't do it in front of your students.
That's true. At least he had the dignity to make sure that, he didn't do it in front of anyone.
Meadows is just watching on his phone.
That's nice
out
of you.
In Meth Head City.
Why are you out there, bro?
Let's see. Connor says, the only reason I'm not out and about is because my town is meth central.
That's fucking hilarious.
Boo-doo.
Taylor on YouTube says, yo, that's something that would be in a movie or something. What a crazy guy trying to make some side money. I understand people that do shit like that. I've had friends that do shit like that, but doing it in the middle of fucking class, like, you're dropping baggies and money's coming through in front of your fucking students. Like, unless you have, like, one snitch is all it takes, and then you're fucked.
And that's probably what happened.
Yeah, it's exactly. Like, someone was probably telling that story, maybe not even trying to snitch. It's like, yeah, dude, it's fucked up, but it's funny. And then someone heard, and they're like, that's too fucked up. Like, someone's selling drugs in front of my kids.
Carly says that she wants to read the short story that you wrote.
No, you don't. It's not good. I never went back and fixed it.
Pave Paradise says, it reminds me of Princess Mononoke. Ulri says, it reminds me of a story my mom told me as a kid.
I could not stop thinking about Princess Mononoke when we were in Japan and going to the shrines. Because, like, some lady wandered off. I think we told that story before. Some lady wandered off when we were moving from one shrine to the next. And she walked to the other shrine instead of taking the bus with us. And our tour guide was like, you don't do that. Like,
you can get Spirited Away.
Have you ever seen Spirited Away? People get spirited away.
Yeah, so she was freaking, like, the tour guide was freaking out the whole time.
She really was.
Because she was like, this woman is missing. We don't know where she is. And when she told us all, like, she figured out the way to get to the other temple on her own. So we're just going to go.
Right.
But it was crazy. It was really, I panicked. I was like, I don't want to be here all day.
I was like, I'm going to go pet some more fucking deer because this place is sweet.
Yes, Ulri, Twitch did freeze. It froze for me like twice.
I think also kind of what hurts us is that we're, like, streaming this to you guys, and we're also watching the stream to make sure, like, it's coming through correctly. Yeah. Sometimes I think that happens. Chloe over on YouTube says, I'd be devastated if I ever lost one of my animals from a breakup. I'd rather keep the animal and ditch that jerk off. I don't know. Like, sometimes people, like, they have legitimate, like, reasons that they want to keep the pet instead of you. Like, we've had a friend that had that happen to them. They were told by their ex at the time, who they were throwing out of the apartment, like, I feel like I'm the primary caretaker.
Yeah.
And it's like, when you have to debate that, it's like having a fucking, like, a kid. You know what I mean?
It's like having a kid.
But except one person gets to keep them for the rest of their life. So.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about splitting up the animals. They're just too cute.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. It's not going to happen.
I'll just take them all.
No, not going to happen.
Yeah, sure.
This is why murders happen, people. Like, this is why people would rather kill their spouses.
I think I'm the primary caretaker.
Are you?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, she can't even bullshit about that. I was going to be like, when's the last time you fed one of the pets?
The Snark said a unicorn fart will turn on that Xbox.
That's so funny.
It's true, though, dude. That's the one I'm talking about, is that R2-D2 one. And you touch it and it just turns on. It's crazy.
Valerie over on YouTube says, just walked out of work to a guy standing in a dark corner of the outside of a building in the pouring rain holding only a jumper cable and asked if I'd jump his car around the corner. Hell no. Yeah, I think I'd say hell no to that too.
What the fuck?
Like, I understand that could possibly be like the worst day of that guy's life. Like, he's standing there in the rain, no umbrella, just like, I hate everything. Everything's horrible right now. I just need one person to help me. But at the same time, it could also be a serial killer. Just preying on someone's, like, kindness. So I don't know. That's just way too many, like, red flags standing in an alley, like, no umbrella. I'd probably fucking say no to that too. So smart move. I'm not gonna lie. I have reached the end of my YouTube stuff.
Zwazzle said, by the way, our audio did sync up eventually.
That's good to know.
Godwrench says, missed a good chunk of the pod trying to get Wingstop. Bittersweet.
That's hilarious.
Worth it. Fucking Wingstop has amazing wings.
They're good wings. They're not amazing wings. Wingstop is the Pizza Hut wings.
They're
good. I'm not saying they're not.
Wingstop is different. Wingstop is a completely different chicken
you're thinking
place.
of Wings, etc.
No, Wingstop is a different place.
Someone back me up on that.
Wing Street is Pizza Hut.
Wing Street?
Wing Street is Pizza Hut. Wingstop is a completely different wing shop.
Okay.
They just do wings.
Wingstop is a different wing shop?
Yes.
What about Wing Shop? Wing Shop's pretty good. Don't hit me. I know those are movements.
I just want to beat you.
She was getting ready to strike me. What's the name of that one place? Chicken Shack. We have a place out in Vegas called Chicken Shack that just got a location by us.
Oh,
I
wow,
really,
we go there.
really want to go. What's that?
We should go there.
Yeah, we should.
I want to eat there.
Cool. So you want to get back into the emails?
Swazzle said we should stay together forever.
Okay. I think we can try we're going to give it a shot. I'll tell you that.
Adam today was saying, I don't know if I want to be on this podcast
That's
anymore.
not true. I did not say that at all. Don't touch me. She's a liar.
Okay.
She's gaslighting everyone right now.
Do
Do a transition. For those of you guys who watch us, I have to clip together the audio version of this, and a lot of times I'm like, so I'm going to move on to my next one, and then I move on to my next one, and then Robin will just start her next one. So when I'm like editing the audio podcast, I'll be like clipping her transitions and pasting them further on down the line, because sometimes she just randomly starts her story, and there's just no way to like evenly transition it. So give me a transition. Pretty please, I beg of you.
Well, Connor says he just got to the scene in Hill House with the dumbwaiter.
Oh my God, that scene's fucked up.
That scene is so scary. Freaked me out. Seriously,
when Robin
gave me the worst anxiety.
When Robin freaks out watching a show, she screams and flails, and she'll strike things. So when we watched the show one time that show, like I kept yelling at her, like, stop screaming. Like, your screaming is what makes me jump. Like, I'm prepared for this shit to happen. But there was one scare in like episode 8 or 9 where like she jumped and I was like, oh shit, yeah, it got me. I didn't even try and pretend. I was like, it got me really good that time.
Amber says I'm right about Wingstop.
Okay, good. I'm glad we've all backed up Robin on that one.
Meadows also says I'm right about Wingstop.
God damn it, Meadows, you should be on my side, man.
And yep. Albrain says, have you tried Jollibee? We do have a Jollibee out here, but we've never been to Jollibee yet. But I have heard that Jollibee has really good fried chicken. Cool. So maybe we should try it sometime.
I agree.
Yeah. And I guess I'll start reading now.
Transition.
So I'm going to head into the next email.
Cool.
Is that good for you?
Yeah, I'm excited.
So, hey, Robin and Adam. Hey, Robin and Adam.
Hello. Don't hit me. Ow.
I love listening to you guys, and I forgot to mention that I found you on Spotify.
Shout out to Spotify.
I was just listening to Storytime episode 3 when I remembered something from my childhood. My childhood house is one story with the bedrooms on one end and the kitchen, front room, and dining room and den in the opposite direction.
Right on.
This is before we had hardwood floors, but could still hear the creaks in the floor if you don't know where to step correctly.
It's like a quiet place where they have it painted.
Yeah, and what was it you that was like, why is the floor painted that way? Or
no,
why
I knew right away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I swear someone said something, but whatever. Okay.
Someone did. We watched it with a group of people.
Anyway, this is before we had hardwood floors, stepping correctly. My bedroom was the first room coming from the front room, which now, as an adult, doesn't seem like the smartest thing for a parent, but whatever.
I like how
they'll take the kids first.
You get older and you're just like, I saw a meme that's just like, it's funny when you're watching a Disney movie when you're a kid and you're like, yeah, let her do what she wants. They're talking about Little Mermaid where Ariel's like, but I love him, father. And then you rewatch it when you're older and you're like, bitch, you just met him. You're 16. You don't know what the fuck you want.
But she was like, hey, I just met you.
I hate you.
And this is crazy. But here's my number.
But here's my legs. They're brand new, baby. There you go. My Little Mermaid version of that.
Okay. That's pretty good.
I love getting your approval begrudgingly. Yeah, that's pretty good.
What's important about this is that my parents didn't allow closed doors in the house. I totally know the feeling. Until you've reached a certain age. My bed was in front of the window, blinds drawn. Duh. I will never understand why kids have windows open in movies.
It's just movies.
Like 13 Reasons Why.
13 Reasons Why?
Remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone gets fucking naked in front of an open window. A giant open bay window. It just never happened. We just watched Cabin in the Woods. I'd never seen Cabin in the Woods. We just watched Cabin in the Woods, which has a Hemsworth, which I didn't realize. And of course, there's like 2 chicks in their underwear just standing in front of every window in this fucking. It's like their walls were made of glass.
Yep.
And they're like, let's walk around in our panties. And I was just like, this is so stupid. Let's keep watching.
Yeah.
So.
So, front of the window, bed, front of the window, blinds drawn, facing the door.
Got it.
By the way, Robin, hate the dark too. Yes, the dark is the worst. Night lights for the win.
I was thinking about that last night because I went to the bathroom because I'm peeing a lot because that just happens when you're starting to get sick. I'm sure you guys all want to know that.
I don't know. You kept going to the bathroom like so many times during
the night
Hill
before
House.
when we were watching Hill House.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting sick. Anyways, I like at 4 a.m, I'm in the bathroom and like my eyes are adjusting back to the light because I turned the light on. And I was just thinking about it because I turn the light off in the bathroom and I just stand in the pitch black and wait for my eyes to adjust. And I'm like, I used to be so terrified of the dark. And now I'm just like, you merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it, molded by it.
Are you just like, I don't care. I have to go to the bathroom so bad. Take me.
No. A lot of times I'm just like, you know what I'm going to do? If I see something, I'm going to pretend like I didn't see it because I know what it's like to get ignored. And if I was a spirit, it would hurt my feelings. And that's what they fucking get for trying to scare me. Just how I feel.
Right.
I'm going back to bed. That's how I feel.
Cool story. I hate walking back to the bed at night. It's scary.
Did you just cool story me?
Yeah.
Cool story. Moving on. Okay, thanks,
Okay,
bye.
so this girl had a nightlight. I love to collect different nightlights. That's just one of my things. I like to have like owls, and I think I have a haunted house one up in the bathroom right now. Maybe
You have a TARDIS too.
Anyway, I don't know what time of night that I woke up, but when I opened my eyes, I was staring out the doorway. Oh, nope.
That's the worst.
It had seemed darker to me than seemed possible when a mist seemed to start to appear. I remember getting scared and then blacking out.
Oh my God.
The next morning, I was sick. And no, Adam, I was not sick the day before. Everything
I like how they say that shit to me. Like, no skeptical asshole. I wasn't sick the day before.
Everything seemed brighter, and I just felt horribly congested in my chest. Sorry if this is long again. I have other stories too, some much shorter stories as well. Love you guys, and your voices aren't that annoying.
Wow.
Love, Marie.
Thank you
well,
for that.
XOXO, so hugs and kisses. Sorry,
Aren't
that's
that
my
annoying.
hugs and kisses.
Good to know. This is hugs and kisses.
I don't know. I just did that because X is. I don't know.
She's
Okay.
pinching her fingers. It's like her hands are talking, and that's hugs and kisses apparently. So for those of you who are not watching us, which is almost everybody, so
All right. And that's my story. Thank you so much, Marie.
cool. Break over to stream chat.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna look over to stream chat now. Not a lot on that one. That one wasn't that long too, so no big deal.
Ha, 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 ha.
Maggie says, that part scared the shit out of me. Honest to God, couldn't sleep for the last week because of it. I'm guessing they're talking about that part in episode 8 or 9 that scared the shit out of me in Hill House. So you guys should watch it. It's good. Like, that's one I wish we would have had a big group that we could have, like, watch parties with.
I would watch it again, though. I would 100% watch it again with a whole bunch of people because I think that would be super fun, but I'd have a blanket like this.
Yeah, she always
So,
does that. Glitch says, LOL, oh, and Adam, the cheers and the one fart killed me. Thank you so much for that. I left that in for you because I said I was going to do that, and then Robin's like, that's a bit much. And I'm like, that's the perfect reaction to a fart. So she doesn't listen to the episodes because we record them, and she knows what they say. Last week when we announced that Glitch won, I said that I was going to put in cheering in the background and then maybe one guy farting. And you're like, that's unnecessary. So the audio that went out to everyone else was me saying that and cheering going on in the background, and then me going, and one guy farting. And then a fart happens, and then you go, that's a bit much. So it's just it's perfect.
I hate you. I can't. You added that in there?
Yeah, I said I was going to.
God dang it.
You bitch.
Okay. I think it's hilarious that Connor's watching it this whole time.
Right. He's going back and
dude,
forth.
yeah,
between the
this
two
show
things.
is really scary.
It is.
But very good. Meadow
Robin
said,
is the ultimate weapon. Scare her and charge. It's hilarious. Just point her in that direction.
Meadow says, I'm usually on your side because we agree on a lot. Adam.
I know.
Jollibee, I've done work at them and I wouldn't eat there. Ooh, is it really that bad? Tell us the inside secrets.
Yeah, let us know. Snark says Zoidberg. It's hilarious.
Connor's like, I freak out and then scary. It's just my chill time.
And Lasso03 over on YouTube says, hey, Aaron and Robin, just stop to say hi while I'm at work on my break. I'm pretty sure I know who you are.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
The clothesline scene. The clothesline scene where she's taking the clothes off the clothesline.
Okay, I figured that's what it was. I don't remember the clothesline scene.
I don't remember.
I remember
exactly.
the clothesline scene in the original It. When everyone says clothesline scene, that's what I think of.
So it's the mom taking the clothes out on the clothesline. She's pinning everything up. And then, remember there was an episode where I asked you, like, why did she stop putting the clothes up on the clothesline?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
We have to rewatch it.
Yeah,
that's
now
all
we
it
have
comes
to
down
rewatch
to.
it. Okay.
Brittany over in YouTube says, Twitch hates me. It wouldn't let me chat. And then she says, you guys read my story. P.S. I didn't steal the cat. I just have visitation since we are all close.
Oh, that's cute.
Good to know. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you're watching while we read it.
Yeah, that's so cool that you guys are still close. I want to figure out how to get a girlfriend.
Shut up. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Not live. Don't do that. Chloe over on YouTube says, I'm rewatching The Haunting of Hill House for the 3rd time, and there's always something new to notice each time. Even if you don't like the scary aspect, it's shot beautifully. I will say, I said it constantly watching that show, like, this show is directed beautifully. There's so many times where a scene is continuous, and like as they're moving the camera around, like something's happening, there's really great camera movement, and I'm like not such a big nerd that I'm always like, oh, like that movement's very interesting. It just happens enough in that show where you're like, it's done so well, it adds something to the show.
We kept having to rewind because we're like, what's happening? What's happening? What's going on?
We were rewinding because we thought we saw ghosts. So we're like, back it up right fucking now. There's one of them that was just so obvious, and it was also super fucking scary. So it's a really good show. That's all it comes down to. It's a really good show. Like Shake and Bake. Oh fuck! I just saw a hidden ghost. That's hilarious.
Ulrich says, "Wait, that's the end of the story? I guess that's the end of the story."
Yeah, it was pretty abrupt.
She got sick.
She saw a mist appear, and then she was sick the next day,
and
she passed out. That's the worst part. I feel like someone has like gas that they unleashed in your room. You know what? Like I mean, like sleep poison or powder or whatever.
Poison.
I don't know.
Ulrich's like, good morning, I'm possessed now.
Right? Like shit.
Slazzle says, some possession with your cereal.
That's so fucking funny. Spookios. Is that a thing? It should be.
Meadow says, finally gonna play Mario Party now.
I love Mario Party. It's a really good iteration of Mario Party. I love Mario Party. Okay, this is how long I've been playing video games. This actually isn't that long. I've been playing way longer than this. Back when Nintendo 64 was out and Mario Party came out, they used to make you do this thing where you had to take the analog. And the first analog of the Nintendo 64 controller was really rough on the top, so that like your thumb would like have something to grip onto.
Yeah.
And they used to tell people like the way you do like a tug of war game is whoever could spin the analog in a circle the fastest. And I used to play with my brother and all his friends. And the fastest way to do it is to take that analog and put your hand on top of it like this and rotate your hand in a circle.
Yeah, I used to do that.
The problem is it burns a fucking hole in your hand if you do it too fast. So I played Mario Party so much, in the middle of both of my hands, I had giant red dots that were divots that were like that deep. And they were so bad, like they looked so fucking gross. And I was reading EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly, and someone had emailed in and told people that was the technique he used, and he was getting wounds from it. And they picked it as letter of the month. Like they thought he deserved something for like his wound, and it wasn't nearly as bad as mine. I was like, fuck that guy. Like I would dominate him in Mario Party.
I'm just imagining you like
I look like fucking Stigmata. Yeah, I totally did. Like I bet you my parents saw that and they're like, there's something wrong with that kid. It was Mario Party.
Zwazzle says Boo Berries. Isn't there a cereal? Boo Berry cereal?
I'm pretty sure, because I said like is Spookio's a thing.
I love Boo Berries because of the flavor.
I love Golden Grams and Cheerios. And that's what I get.
What seasonal cereal do you like?
I don't like seasonal cereals. Maybe Christmas Captain Crunch.
There's a Christmas Captain Crunch?
Yeah, the things are
Why have we never gotten this before?
Green and red. Because we never get Captain Crunch. Because we're like on this healthy kick and we're trying to lose weight and all that fun stuff. So we're doing a good job. Just saying that. I'm pretty proud of us. We've lost a lot of weight.
Boo Berries.
So. All right. Are we ready to go, or are we still reading?
I'm still reading. Sorry.
Okay, she's still reading.
Glitch says, I'm going to get the Diablo 3 Switch. I didn't realize there's a Diablo 3 Switch.
It looks so good.
So now I need to choose. Do I want Diablo 3 Switch, or do I want the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee Switch?
You know you want Let's Go Pikachu.
But I want the Diablo one, too.
I want all of them.
I need to see what it looks like.
It looks cool. I mean, the Switches themselves almost always look the same.
Does it?
But the dock looks different.
Does the dock have like the Diablo with the horns?
No, it has like two like wispy ghost like creatures. I think one of them's Diablo and the other one's the Reaper of Souls guy. So you'll have to look at it. We'll look at it off the air and then you can decide. So
all right, fine.
All right.
Is it your turn?
I think it's my turn. It is my turn because I started and this is my last one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move on to my last one, and this one is the one that I teased you guys with earlier. And the subject is Yo Dogs, and it starts out like this: Hello.
Hello.
Hiya. Yeah, I switched. What's up? I'm Ness. Pronouns are they/them. I wanted to wait until I finished all the episodes before sending something in. A lot of you guys decide that you want to do that, and as our backlog or catalog or whatever you want to call it grows, that could take you a while. So I would suggest just sending it in, but I do appreciate you guys waiting and going through the whole thing. Like everyone else, I found you guys on Spotify. Shout out to Spotify. I was literally looking for something scary-ish. Lo and behold, there's a podcast called Scary-ish. 'Tis fate. Feel free to read this on the pod if you want. I love that 'tis fate and your hand gesture all at once is just perfect. I have a few scary stories I'm going to tell. I'm just going to send one in this email. Sorry in advance, Robin. Some are about basements. This one is about my imaginary friend because you guys seem to really like those. Those are the best.
We don't get enough.
We don't get enough, but we've
maybe
gotten,
there's a bunch in our log.
We've gotten more. Maybe we've gotten emails from people who are imaginary and we just don't even know it.
Dude, no.
You're too far away from your microphone.
No, we've been watching too much of this Hill House shit. And imaginary, make-believe, I can't.
Don't spoil anything.
Not spoiling, just saying no.
Okay, I'm going to keep going. I've had this imaginary friend for as long as I could remember. You guys read a story about someone being afraid of their imaginary friend, and it triggered a memory, except my imaginary friend was afraid of me. Well, not really afraid, but she was very shy, like very shy. Whenever I tried to get her to show me what she liked, she would just go into one of my stuffed animals, in parentheses, usually my favorite purple bunny called Mr. Flopsy, and say, "This is me." I didn't mind. I would just play with the plush that she was in more than the other ones, and I would sleep with that plush in my bed. That's really nice, actually.
Yeah, but
it's really creepy. It's really creepy, but it's also really nice.
Okay.
I remember she showed me what she looked like once, but I can't remember any details. All I remember was that she was very big. I never felt unsafe with her. I would go to school with whatever plush she was in and have her sit with me during classes. At first, my teachers thought it was distracting, but just left me alone after I cried when they told me to put her in my backpack. It started getting weird. Yeah, it started getting weird. It started getting weird when she would possess things that weren't mine. During play dates, she would possess someone's toy or plush, in parentheses, nothing big, and I would be drawn to taking it home. Like if I didn't, she wouldn't be able to come home with me.
Aww.
Let's just say baby Ness stole a lot of things because of their imaginary friend, and that wasn't a good reason for their parents, or the other kids' parents either. Saying it now, I wouldn't even believe it, but baby Ness really believed that their imaginary friend wouldn't be able to come home if they didn't take whatever she was possessing.
That's so cute.
It's hilarious.
But also very klepto.
Yeah, very klepto. The real scary part was when I got a little older, maybe 10 to 11. She started being kind of mean. She would hide my plushes except 10 to 11 is pretty old to have an imaginary friend.
That makes it seem like it's not imaginary.
Right? She started being kind of mean. She would hide my plushies except for the ones she was inside. I would find them in places I don't remember putting them. Yeah, this definitely isn't leaning towards an imaginary friend anymore.
No.
I kept all of my stuffed animals on a shelf in my closet, but when I would go get them, they would either be hidden behind clothes or behind the closet door. In parentheses, I always kept my closet door open. That's just bizarre. Now we know where the imaginary friend came from. And she would be the only one, because leaving the closet door open, it's a portal to the other side, and you're just letting things walk through it. That said, my fucking closet doesn't even have doors, so... and she would be the only one on the shelf. When I scolded her and said I wouldn't play with her, she did it again. She stopped showing up altogether. I got worried and started talking to my stuffed animals to see if she would come back. This is so sad.
That's super sad, but super creepy.
Yeah. My siblings thought I was kind of crazy for talking to my plushies, but I honestly wanted to get my friend back. Aww. One day, she finally came back, but this time she somehow split herself into different plushies at once. Now, I can't say what happened next is real or not because it is something my sister told me, but I don't remember this at all.
She's gained too much power.
My sister told me that she came into our room and I was sitting inside. She came into our room, so she shares a room with her sister, it sounds like. And I was sitting inside the closet muttering to a few of my plushies. We were sitting in a circle and there was a hammer inside the circle.
No.
She didn't know what I was saying, but she yelled at me to quit that shit and apparently got me out of it. Again, I don't remember any of that, but afterwards, I never saw my imaginary friend again. I don't think she even had a name. I just remember her as her. That's all for my story. I have cold chills, but I will be sending more. I really love your podcast. It kept me sane as I drove through downtown Atlanta traffic. I've done that. It's fucking awful. And tried getting my financial aid stuff together before the college semester begins. Also awful. Thank you guys. Depending on your school, I guess. I'll say depending on your university, financially, it can be a giant pain in the ass. Thank you guys for making this podcast and keep on creeping on. Love, Ness.
Thank you so much,
Ness. I'm really glad you shared that whole thing with us because even though we're saying like it's creepy, it's still fascinating, and I definitely want to keep hearing those stories. So if you have imaginary stories, imaginary friend stories, don't send us your bullshit, but if you have imaginary friend stories, we definitely do want to hear them. So thank you so much for sending that in one more time, Ness. We appreciate you.
All right. So let's go into doing the stream chat. I had to think about what to call it real quick because I didn't remember.
I'm scrolling up, and I just have to pick this one out. Chloe over on YouTube says, Cinnamon Life cereal is where it's at. Cinnamon Life is really good. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is really good.
Cinnamon Life, I've never had it before.
It's just like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Amber says the N64 Mario Party games ended friendships with the kids on the block. Swazzles asks, did you tell people it was Stigmata?
I didn't tell people that. No one actually really noticed it, but people who did, I'd be like, Mario Party.
Girl Panic says Count Chocula. I don't know. I've never had Count Chocula.
I had it when I was a kid, and I remember not liking it, and I haven't had it as an adult.
I've never had Cocoa Pebbles either.
I'm
not a big chocolate person.
I know that this doesn't make any sense with what we do, but we should really have an episode where we just try a little bit of a bunch of different cereals. I think it'd be fun to do.
We'd have just stacked up boxes of all these different seasonal cereals.
Just for fun. Maybe we make it a patron-only thing. We're trying to think of some patron-exclusive content, too.
So
I got something really good for the patrons coming up before Halloween. I'm really excited to post it. Yeah. I've already told you all about it.
Okay. Anyway, for patrons out there, let us know what videos or things you want to see so that we kind of know and we can film stuff. Because we have a different camera we can actually film with.
Do we?
Just not stream with.
Your camera?
Yeah, it films. It just doesn't stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we can film with our camera, just not stream. Doesn't work that way. We tried. It was hard.
I went through a lot of stuff to try and get the whole setup changed up a little bit without spending any money. I've done it twice. I convinced myself the second time, like, I must have fucked it up the first time. Nah, it just doesn't work, dogs.
Yeah, so we can do that. Just patrons out there, let us know, and we can kind of try to sort of make more stuff happen for you that are exclusive to you guys.
Chloe over on YouTube says, my fiance was a film major, and I'd have to rewatch scenes because he would keep telling me how a scene was shot. And I'm like, Miguel, I'm trying to watch this shit, dog. It's so funny. Like
That's how my sister is.
I took film lit, and I took film lit in high school, and I took a bunch of film classes in college for funsies as electives. So I love film, but at the same time, I know not to do that shit to people. And I don't like to tell people like anything about the shot while you're watching it because I don't want to come off as like pretentious.
But he's always like, I hate the tilt.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the one thing that always gets me, I forget the name of it. I'm pretty sure it's a French tilt. But when you have a shot like this and it's just tilted like that, it's like old shitty filmmaking. Like, and
old shitty filmmaking.
If you've never seen the movie Battlefield Earth, it's just constant French tilts. And like the director of that movie at one point talked shit about a current movie that came out on Twitter. And that director that he was talking shit about was like, at least I don't shoot all my movies in French tilts, you fucking hack. And I was like, boom, I fucking love this guy.
Wow.
But yeah, they basically teach you in film, whatever class you're in, that if you do a French tilt, you're basically a hack. And voiceovers. They say voiceovers is just like covering up for lazy writing.
I like voiceovers.
A lot of people use it. Have you ever seen, not being John Malkovich, but the one that came after that, Adaptation? Adaptation is such a weird fucking movie. It's about the guy who wrote Being John Malkovich getting hired to do an adaptation. So he writes all this stuff about himself. And he goes to like some seminar with some guy, even though he's famous. He goes to the seminar about how to like make a movie just to see what's involved in it. Mm-hmm. And he does voiceover all the time. And the guy on the stage is like, God help you have to use voiceovers. And he got up to walk out, and then he heard that, and he walks back to his seat and slowly sits down.
Have you ever watched Memento?
I've never watched Memento.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, God.
So, all right.
Pave Paradise. The N64 Mario Party games ended friendships with kids on the block.
I literally said that earlier.
Did you?
Yes.
My bad, dogs.
Catch up, bitch.
100% true, though.
I hate him so much. Okay. Zwazzle said, Robin mouthing what the fuck needs to be a GIF.
You guys can make that. Please do make that.
Yeah, I think you can make clips on Twitch.
You can.
Beep, beep, boop, doo. Zwazzle has sent in 4 things so far. Hopefully we will get to it. I'm sorry it's been so long.
We're about a 2.5 month backlog. We didn't have a little bit of a dip.
Yeah.
End of September, beginning of October, where we were not getting as many emails. Because we had
hopefully we can catch up.
Yeah, we had some days where we were getting like 8 to 10, and then we've had weeks where we've gotten 8 to 10, and then we've had weeks where we've only gotten a few.
I think
which
this
is
week
definitely,
we've had 4 so far.
Yeah, we've had a lot this week so far. It's definitely worrisome when you see that when you're a podcast where half of your shows rely on like viewers sending in their stories.
Yeah.
But we will most definitely get to it. And like as much as that worries me, I go back and see the backlog, and I'm like, shit. Like our backlog has gotten very deep, and sometimes you kind of need a little bit of a break. We've had a little bit of a lull in numbers. We're not like declining, but we're not growing as rapidly as we had been before for the month of October, maybe because everything is spooky themed.
Yeah.
But as soon as the contest ended, our numbers were phenomenal through the contest because everyone was sharing, and now they're kind of returning to like the normal spot. So you're seeing like we're seeing the little dip of it.
Are you gonna wear a costume on the next stream?
Maybe,
because it'll be right before Halloween.
I might. Maybe. If I do, I'll let people pick what I'm going to be.
Really?
Yeah, because I'll find some options for something that's super fucking cheap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm only going to buy half the costume. I'm only going to buy this half up because you guys don't see my bottom half.
I'm going to do like Harry Potter themed or...
Because it's hanging right there. Yeah, that's not fair.
Or I'm going to be a panda like last year. Or, I don't know yet. I got a few options. Maybe I'll wear a wig. I got a lot of cat ears. Lots of wigs. I went through a cosplay phase.
Cannibal Corpse over on YouTube says, I like how Robin acts like a robot when she is trying to gather her thoughts, or when she says, all right. So cute and funny. I hope I did a good impersonation of
that. Connor says, did anyone ever imagine a bald, pale, hairless thing running alongside their car when they were a kid?
No.
I never did.
Most of the things that I imagine were all disembodied angry spirits.
I always imagine stuff from The Sixth Sense, like getting the back of your head blown out.
Jesus.
So, yeah.
I was thinking like the hand that jumps out at you.
No. Like the just more messed up things than that.
Maggie over on YouTube says, Robin is one of the most wonderful beings ever. Pure love for her and her robotness.
Thank you so much. Oh, you guys are so nice. You guys give me so many feels. It's so sweet. Also, Maggie, I think she just ordered. Did you just order something? A sticker? I have to send it to you. I'll package it and mail it out tomorrow. Boo boo doo doo doo.
Brittany says, I think I missed you guys reading my first story somehow. It's got to be out there. Check the episode descriptions. If you 100% cannot find it, we will go back and look through. If you want to hit us up, we will go back and look through when we think around the time was that we read it.
We try to look through the emails and then match up the episodes that way, but it gets a little time consuming.
Hey Paradise, yes, be Bane. I used to do the Bane thing when that movie was still fresh all the fucking time.
I'm burnt out on it.
I used to walk up to Robin, and I don't do it anymore because she got so fucking mad, but I used to walk up to Robin, and if you spread your fingers out like this and you put it on someone's face, and I'm not going to touch her now, it looks like a rudimentary Bane mask. And I just walk up to her like I was like going to do something sweet, and then I'd like Bane mask her, and I'd be like, it doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan.
You have a stupid plan.
And she'd be like, I'll fucking kill you if you do that again. I'd do it all the time, and it was so fucking funny. I don't get to do it anymore because I fear for my safety.
Glitch Grim says, skinwalkers, to Connor's question. And let's see... Connor.
Maggie over on YouTube says, yes, I did. I went a little apeshit today with the scariest things. That's a good thing, though.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Have we put up the... You said we haven't, right? The other stickers, the Why Those stickers?
Yeah, they're over
I was going to put one on my thing, and she's just like, do not do that. They're not up on the store yet.
10.
We only have 10.
Yeah, I only have 10, but I have another 10 magnets for the ghost, the Why Though Ghost. I have magnets coming in.
McShake and Bake says, sexy Silent Hill nurse, Adam. Yes.
Yes, and then you have to walk around like all creepy, like.
I am not gonna walk around. Like if I do a costume, it's gonna be me sitting here. I'm not gonna do any shots of me moving because I'll be wearing like jeans. Because like you guys don't even know if I'm wearing pants, do you? No, you don't. I am.
I had to look.
You had to look because most of the time I'm in pajama pants when I do this shit. That's 100% true. I like looked over one time and my leg like kind of came out and I was like, fuck, hide it right now.
Wow.
Like you're breaking the illusion.
Glitch says, I had a thing about windows down in a car at night because something would jump in. I'd be scared too. I am guilty of not locking my doors because I freak out when I'm alone in the dark and I'm driving somewhere I don't know.
I'm usually more scared of human beings doing something to me than paranormal stuff. Like I was leaving the gym yesterday and I got in my car and I got my phone out so I could play some Pokemon Go because there's a spot. Like, whatever reason, like, the parking lot outside my gym, even though it's not a Pokestop, has 1 million Pokemon in it. So I'm, like, catching all of them, and some dude pulls up, and it's, like, not in the parking space. it's in like the road that drives past the parking space. You know what I mean? Like in a parking lot, there's like spots and spots, and then the pathway in the middle to travel through. And he parked next to my car in the pathway, not in a spot. And I'm just like, I know it's not going to happen, but if I was like in the mafia, I'd be pretty sure I was about to get fucking assassinated because he's blocking my exit. And he wasn't moving. So I was like getting more and more paranoid, saying like, am I going to have to get out and confront this fucking dude? And I was going through all that shit in my head, and then his daughter came out from like her dance recital and got in the car. And I was like, I'm really glad I didn't kill that guy. She would have been really sad, and I wouldn't have been able to move this fucking car.
Oh my God. Okay. Meadow says he's seen shadow people all his life.
Meadows is a veteran too, so that makes things, I would imagine, extremely worse when you've had experiences like that, like overseas, and then you also have that happen. So
yeah.
Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for your service.
Amber asks, when are we eating corn on here?
Oh yeah, we're supposed to do it on stream.
Are we doing it on stream?
We definitely posted that we were eating corn with the corn lord's money.
Okay. Yes, we've eaten corn.
We've eaten a lot of corn.
Times.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna eat corn on the cob. I can't do it. I will not do it on stream because it is the ugliest thing.
I love eating corn on the cob. It's just exploding out. Like,
no, but see, that's why I don't want. I am like, I just don't want to have that be an image that's out in the world forever of myself. So
it'll be immortalized on YouTube forever. Meadows actually said, Adam, do sexy nurse. Way further up there. I didn't see it. My bad, dog. Next Wednesday, we're not going to have the show. We should remind everyone of that. I'll remind everyone of that on the sign out. We're going to have the show on Tuesday, which is the same day the regular episode releases, because we will be out of town Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Our normal recording days are going to be all messed up. And then on top of that, Wednesday, Halloween, is Robin's birthday. We have plans for that don't involve streaming.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, October 30th, mark it on your calendars. Normal time, 6:30 p.m. No, are we going to do it later? 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
We
because I
decided
have
8 p.m.
class. Sorry.
Yes.
All right. Zwazzle says, I'm a patron as of this afternoon.
Thank you, Zwazzles. We appreciate you so much.
I did change the tiers on Patreon a little bit. Well, not tiers. I added a tier, and then I changed the $10 and up tier to have it where I will periodically send out some stickers that I design as well. Not just the buttons every season. It's going to be stickers. I'll try to design more things and just mail them out to $10 and up every once in a while. So I have some in production right now. They were a little pricey, which is why I try not to do them very often. But I'm going to make sure that you guys get a little bit more from being patrons.
We appreciate you guys a lot.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. And I also added an executive producer tier. Did
really?
you see?
No?
Yeah.
I don't get updates on these things except from you. What's the executive producer?
$1,000.
1,000? So we skipped over 250 and went straight to 1,000. We have no 500, I mean.
Yep. Nope.
We'll figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
Honestly, when we were setting up the Patreon tiers, I modeled a lot of them after Kind of Funny. Because I was huge into Kind of Funny. I still love Kind of Funny. If none of you guys have ever watched it, it's some video game stuff. And they're really open about how they've transitioned away from like being part of a different like giant company to being their small owned company, and it's been very helpful for me in particular, setting up the studio and doing a bunch of shit. And I suggested those tiers to Robin initially, like 250, 500,000. What do you want to do? Just like, no, we're not doing that. Like, no one's gonna give us that much money. And then as we went on, we're like, well, let's give people the option to do that. And now we have a spooky producer. So it's just like, damn, man, like we should have thought of that first, because who knows how many people have like just passed up. Like, I was going to give them $10,000 a month, but we've decided to just do $1 a month. It's like, that's on them.
Nope. All right. Zwazzles asks, I want a Robin Reacts video of a bunch of scary stuff.
That would be fucking great. You guys, oh man. Yeah, it would be really good to have a video of her reacting to like horror movies. Like, in particular, Haunting of Hill House would have been great to have some of her reactions, because it's fucking ridiculous.
I screamed a lot. Okay. I definitely threw my fists out a lot. Just so scary.
She waved her hands in the air like she just didn't care.
Yep. Connor says, I'm so close to actually done with this. Just as there was a jump scare on Hill House, Adam and Robin went all glitchy and looked like some of the ghosts from Hill House.
That's super
And
creepy.
I'm done because it's bleeding into reality. Nope.
Maggie over on YouTube, who was the one that ordered stuff, says, I also ordered some modern physics things, including scariest themed one.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much for supporting modern physics. We know the owner of Modern Physics. I mean, it's a great business. They're very dedicated to making sure all the products are incredibly healthy and sourced from the correct places and are quality products. And honestly, it's like, it's really cool that she reached out to us to be a sponsor because she listens to the show.
Yeah.
And she was the one that suggested the basement be our promo code. which just shows you that she understands the show.
Yeah.
We appreciate the shit out of her. So any business you guys toss her way, like, we appreciate, because we 100% support modern physics. Or like straight up, like, whenever we're going through like the business side of it, we're like, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna make sure this works, because we want to have, like, I've talked to people recently that are like advertising firms about bringing on additional advertisers and further monetizing the podcast. And this is only stuff I'm going to tell you guys that are watching the stream, or you folks that are watching the stream. And Robin and I debate about whether or not we can pick what we want, because we want to advertise for things that we support or use. So it's like natural when we're reading an ad or whatever. Mm-hmm. And two, we want to be able to bring in whatever advertisers we want from like small businesses like Modern Physics. And for a lot of different places, that's
supporting small businesses.
Yeah, that's something that tosses up a wall, because you can usually only pick from the stuff that they have signed contracts with. And I'm like, well, then I'm not going to fucking do it. Like, we'll just wait. Like, I don't mind not putting ads on some shit every now and then. So that's just some insider stuff. Yeah. Did you just get a treasure chest?
Yeah, I clicked on a treasure chest.
It's not fair. I don't get to watch.
Okay. So, Jangmi says, we got new plushies because Winston destroyed all of ours.
Aw.
Connor says he's on episode 3 because I didn't pay enough attention after episode 4, so he's actually rewatching it.
You have to do that sometimes. Color Me Claire over on YouTube says someone should get some black contacts and go as black-eyed kids. That would be super fucking creepy.
Yeah, that's expensive. I've looked. Okay. I went through a cosplay phase, and I'm guilty of wanting to do like bigger cosplays where I learn how to use like Warbler and stuff like that. But contacts, like getting circle contacts where it makes your eyes look bigger, they're so expensive. If you want the ones that don't scratch your irises out. But I really want some. Black ones would be really cool. I want one day, maybe, if I can lose enough weight, I want to cosplay as Moira from Overwatch.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be super dreams.
Once I do get skinny, because like I've made some solid progress with my quest to get back into shape here. Like, I definitely want to go as Doctor Strange the next time we do something. Yeah. Because I just love Doctor Strange so fucking much.
Yeah, I want to do May from Overwatch. I think right now I could pull off May.
You're goddamn right you could.
But
I 100% support Robin cosplaying May. So, just saying.
Zwazzle says, Adam, what the fuck? Memento is an amazing movie. It really is a good movie.
There's a lot of movies that I kind of wait to watch. I waited to watch Good Will Hunting for like 15 years. I was like, I'm going to save this for like later on in life. And then I just kept kicking that can down the road where I'm like, eventually I'll watch it. And when I moved to Vegas, I had a lot of free time. So I was like, what the fuck? I'm going to watch Good Will Hunting.
I own Memento, so we can watch it.
Cool. Florence over on Twitch says, all I can think of when Robin says throw my fists out is her punching in the air straight out to her sides violently into a T.
It's more like
and I'm giggling like an idiot. It goes like, what it usually is because she's holding the blanket as tightly as possible.
I have to like yank the blanket up really quick.
But she doesn't just yank it up like that. She like pushes out to punch the ghosts away, like get away spirits, and then she covers her head. And then she yells from under the blanket like, what's happening? And I have to fucking narrate what's happening. So it happens all the time.
Okay. Let's
all right.
see.
So I think we're about ready to go to.
I'm not there yet. Hold on. I'm still scrolling through.
Mabin says the snarked. Combination of May and Robin.
Aw, that's cute.
Let me know when you're ready.
Sorry.
Everyone's waiting with bated breath.
Oh,
except
sorry.
For...
Amber says if you do Sexy Nurse, you have to do fishnets and everything.
Yeah, that was like way far at the back at the beginning.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm behind. Okay, I'm super behind. So also says it's good that I lock the doors and windows at night. Boom. I'm smart.
I mean, I think we always lock the doors and windows at night.
Well, when I'm by myself and stuff, like in my car.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's saying corn.
Pear Paradise says, you guys are perfect just the way you are. Thank you so much.
The stream next week is going to be 8 on Tuesday. Yep, someone already answered. I'm stupid. Sorry.
Chelsea Cat says, I'm a blanket hider too, Robin. LOL. Someone has to narrate, so I have to be the person that watches. And what I've taught her, because like 100% true, she didn't used to like scary stuff at all.
No.
And what I've taught her to do so that she can actually watch these things, and I do suggest this for anyone else who gets really, really scared of the things that you're watching, is break down in your head, like, one, this is a work of fiction. Someone was on a set somewhere filming this. And think about either how hilariously absurd it must have looked when they were filming it, and that takes some of the tension out, or appreciate out loud how well it's filmed or acted.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain really scary scenes where I'm like, they're a really good actor because I, like, 100% believe that they think they're about to die or make fun of how bad of an actor they are. Those things you kind of help break the tension. But sometimes you're just so into something that you just get the shit scared out of you.
I think it must be really fun for some of these actors to just do this thing where they know it's not real. And so they're like, this is absolutely ridiculous, but I have to look scared. So
we were at a convention. It was a comic convention, and some of the people from Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. were there, and they were having a panel, and a lot of people got to come up and ask them questions.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the actors or the characters because I've never watched the show. The guy was like kind of funny, kind of sexual overly sometimes, but also very nice. Like one guy came up, he was incredibly nerdy, and for whatever reason he mentioned like, I'm writing my own comic right now. And the guy's like, that's amazing. One day I'll probably work for you. That's like a successful actor on TV
really
saying
nice
that to a nerdy
say.
dude. And I was like, that is one of the nicest things I've ever seen a celebrity tell, like a random person.
They were really nice.
They were.
Okay, so we saw a couple different celebrities actually. So we went to see Jewel State from Firefly. And honestly, she was kind of like a letdown because she was kind of mean to me. And
she was mean to you?
Yeah. Well, like, because I was trying to, what is it called? Compliment her. And she's like, well, that's my job. So, and I was just like, this is so, I don't know.
She looked burnt out.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get burnt out at conventions when you're a celebrity. But what I was bringing this up for is because someone asked in the audience when it was the Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. people, they said, like, do you guys ever feel ridiculous when you're filming scenes where you're, like, casting fireballs or shooting powers? And they were both like, every fucking time, because you're just on a set like making these hand motions and it looks cool when it comes out on film and all the CGI has been added into it, but they're like, every single time you film it you feel absolutely ridiculous. So I try and think of that whenever I watch like scary movies where they're like, there's no spirit there right now, they're just dancing by themselves, they're just freaking the fuck out on a set. And it's I don't know, I think that's funny. That's a good way to break some of the tension. So it looks like someone had to leave. The Snark says, I has to run, love y'all, see you next week. We are going kind of late, so a little bit long in the tooth, and I think Robin's next one is her longest one too. Are you trying to find the name of the actors?
Find the name of the actors.
Let's just get back to the actual podcast that we're doing.
Damn it. Okay. I thought I would have time to do it, but it's taking forever. Okay, so my email that I'm going to hit into goes, hi guys. Hello.
Hello.
My name is Kate. I just wanted to start off by saying that your podcast has become a recent addiction of mine to listen to at work, which is awesome. Thank you so much.
I used to listen to a lot of my podcasts at work.
Yeah, so I
100% understand that.
Definitely listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos at work because you don't have to really watch the YouTube video. You just listen to it. You both are so funny, and I love listening to the banter. I'm glad you think we're funny. I don't think I'm funny most of the time.
I'm glad you appreciate the banter.
I just like my stupid puns.
A lot of times I feel like we annoy people.
I was going to type this in the Discord server, but I preemptively thought this would be too long. You'd be surprised. A lot of people read the stuff that you post in Discord, but I'm glad you emailed it to us.
It is very long in the email, which is a good thing. So I understand like worrying about putting a giant block of text in Discord. I don't think people would mind that much though.
No, especially in the homegrown horror section, which is what people generally use. Yeah. So I've got a few stories from the location that I currently work at. Thankfully, not too many, or you'd be right on out of there, I would hope, because it sounds scary. To give a little context, I work at a hospital. Hospital. It's in quotation marks.
That's weird that it's in quotation marks.
It's got a PEDS, family care. So I think PEDS is pediatrics.
Yeah.
Family care, urgent care, and a gym. That's kind of cool. It doesn't have a typical hospital look, so that's why I loosely call it that. That's kind of cool.
That makes sense.
Across the street from my location is a cancer treatment center. I've never actually been in that building, so I can't say for sure what it looks like inside, but I get the feeling it would be more of what we think a hospital is. It's also where I believe these happenings stem from, because nobody would die from giving a kid a checkup at my building. That makes sense.
That does make sense. You typically wouldn't have a really sick kid come to a pediatric center. That's more of an emergency room thing. So,
does it have an emergency room? I forgot. Urgent care.
Okay. Well, urgent care is a bit different than emergency room.
That's true. That in mind, my boyfriend Logan and I work the same shift as janitors for the graveyard shift at this location.
What up, Logan?
What up?
Shout out to Logan.
However, we work on two completely opposite sides, so we only see each other at specific intervals during the night. By 9 p.m., everything is closed, and we have the building to ourselves to clean. The other cleaners typically leave between 9 to 10 since they are part-time. Once the staff leaves for the night, I have to go and make my rounds to turn lights back on and unlock doors so that when I come through with my cart, everything is ready. There's one section that I hate to walk, though. I can't stress enough how much one small room makes me feel uncomfortable. It's a connecting room that links two sections together, which they use as a small physical therapy room as well as some small storage. On the opposite wall to the therapy equipment is a walk-in closet with no door, usually filled with other equipment, and the light is motion detected. When I first started going through there, the light would sometimes be on, even though nobody had been in that area since 7 p.m.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
I hate motion detector lights because they just turn on and you're like, fuck. Because it's either a person that shouldn't be there or a demon that definitely should not be there.
I just can't do the motion lights because it freaks me out when they turn on, even if it's me. Okay?
If you trigger it, it still freaks you out?
Yeah, because it's just this random light that goes on. And I have no power over, it's not like I flick the switch.
Right.
Anyway, I tried to brush it off that maybe the connected urgent care staff may have needed to go in there for something and the light just lasts super long. But as the weeks progress, sometimes I'd go to the room, turn on the light, the closet light is off, and mosey my way through the sections to turn other lights on. Then go back through that room and the closet light is now on.
So lights turning on and off on their own. Definitely not.
This episode has been a lot about lights.
It really has.
That's crazy.
Like that Ellie Goulding song.
Oh, I love that song.
Lights.
Yeah.
Lights.
I love
lights.
it. I lost my place.
Always.
It's not super scary, but the feeling that something may be standing in there really creeped me out.
What if ghosts are afraid of us and they're hiding?
By turning on the light?
Well, like the lights are motion activated, they're looking for something, and then like someone shows up and they're like, fuck, stay still. Maybe we're like the T-Rexes of the spiritual world, where if ghosts stand still, we can't see them. Just like with the T-Rex, where its vision is based off of like movement. Yeah, I don't know. I need to watch Jurassic Park again, clearly.
Okay. One day in that room, when the closet light was off, I felt so annoyed at this point by the feeling of being watched that I gathered my courage and stepped into the dark closet to
Sometimes you
trigger
gotta
the light
you gotta give it a shot.
to see if maybe somehow me walking by activated it. Oh my gosh, no. So much nope.
What happened?
Sorry.
You're making us wait so you can react.
Sorry. I had to stand fully in the closet, so stand up straight and jump around for it to turn on.
Jump.
I fucking
jump
hate
around.
you. Otherwise, it remained dark. Okay, so this light.
It requires a lot of fucking movement to turn on.
That gave me shivers, something fierce, and I booked it through there, not wanting to be in that room again. That same night, I was cleaning a bathroom that's adjacent to the spook room and had my headphones in playing a YouTube song playlist. Always listen to videos, podcasts, or music while I'm at work because it's even creepier when it's dead silence.
Very
so
true.
It takes the edge off. Yeah, I believe it. But sometimes I'm listening to spooky stuff at work and then someone walks into my cube and I freak out.
I would imagine listening to our podcast while you're at work, while you're around this creepy spot is probably not the best thing for you to do, but also we're here for you, so maybe that helps.
As I'm cleaning and listening to my tunes that I've heard countless times, the music begins to crackle and fade begins to fade in and out, like driving into a tunnel with the radio playing. Moments later, the loudest "Hey!" blares through my headphones, clear as day, and made my ears ring. I yanked my headphones off and noped the fuck out of there. I do that too. When I hear loud noise in my headphones, just yank them right out and book it. I get so freaked out.
Hopefully people don't do that when the podcast starts, because I usually scream at the beginning of our podcast, so
Yeah,
hopefully they're
annoying.
not like, ah! You're so fucking mean sometimes.
I ended up sitting down on a chair on the other side of the building, shaking. The worst part is that it was still semi-early into my shift.
So you have to go back in there and finish that shit up. That sucks.
So I had to keep working. Feeling so frustrated as I mustered the courage to even walk through the scary room again to get back to work, the feeling of being watched set in again. So scared and uncomfortable, I shakily said out loud, so if there was anyone or anything there that they might hear me, "Whoever you are, please leave me alone. I'm trying to get my work done and you're really scaring me." And then I left the room. I didn't want to be rude because for all I know, it could have been the wandering ghost of a cancer patient. That's really sad.
That is sad. That's also very sweet and thoughtful.
It is very thoughtful. But after saying that, it felt a little less uneasy in the room. Sure, it's still not fun to walk through, but the heaviness in the air lightened, at least a bit. I still have to walk through there every day, and I haven't seen the closet light turn on since.
That's good.
Second story, at the same location. Super short, scary, but not paranormal. One night, as I was working, I had to show a new part-time worker where the supplies were in the basement. I'm sorry, Robin. I'll try to make it as painless as possible.
That's hilarious.
What were we just watching? We were watching The Quiet Place. And this movie's old. If you haven't watched it, spoilers are coming.
It's like maybe a year old.
Okay, well, if you haven't watched it already.
This is not, okay, I'm gonna object to you spoiling A Quiet Place. That's just, it's too recent. It came out this year, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know, but there's a nail in there. In the basement.
There's a nail on a stair. Yeah. That's all. Like that's not a spoiler. There's a nail on a stair that exists in the movie. That's not spoiling too much. I think it's safe to say.
Lots of basement stuff. It's scary.
I would say that the basements in that movie are a good guy because they're using it to hide from obvious monsters.
Yeah, but bad
in the
things
movie.
Still happen in it.
Yeah, but it's not the basement's fault. Bad things happen in it.
Your basement.
Thank you.
Anyway, once the building is closed for the night. The upper levels are locked, but the basement isn't, and is only accessible by the locked stairs or by one elevator. It's basically a single hall, but it winds around like a giant Z. At the very end of the hall is a door that leads to the large storage, which is basically like a warehouse-looking room filled with anything you could possibly think of. I honestly haven't delved too deep inside because everything we need is within sight of the door. After showing...
There could be dead bodies back there and you wouldn't even fucking know it.
Well, I'm sure other people have looked. You never know.
Are you sure?
No,
What if everyone has that same, like, everything we need is up front, so, like, all the shit in the back could be heroin, could be dead bodies, we don't really fucking know. Just saying, like, that's how traditions of not checking on shit get started. That's how people find dead bodies in hotel beds.
Oh.
I'm just saying, that's like when a maid goes to a fucking room and there's another maid and they're like, I smell something, they're like, just fucking leave it, bro. Like, just change the sheets and get out.
After showing the girl and getting done for the night, I clock out and go home. The next day, I get a call from the main night manager to gather all the cleaning stuff and meet her in a small room because she needs to talk to us about something serious. I'm scared. Oh my God. My first thought is that we fucked up somehow and we're gonna get our ears chewed off. Turns out it was much more insane. A rather tall man came in the previous day and hid away in the basement all night.
See, this is why you check.
Oh my gosh.
This is why you check.
My blood ran cold when I realized that I could have walked past that man in the storage room in the basement and never realized. If he was the least bit malicious, I could have been scooped up or worse. I may be 22, but I'm 5 feet tall and under 100 pounds. That man, who was so much larger than me, could have been so close to me, and I would have never known because of the amount of stuff in that room.
It's really creepy when you think about all the terrifying things you could have walked by and not fucking noticed. That's why I think about stuff like that, like when I'm up in the middle of the night where I'm like, I'm going to ignore it because who knows how many times I've actually missed something, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I was playing a game and I didn't hear like some haunted disembodied spirit calling my name from the basement. And they're like, damn it, like I really had this prepared.
Jesus Christ.
You know, and I'm just upstairs playing Madden like, fuck this game. But it's like, how many times have you walked past a serial killer and didn't know? Or had like a really friendly conversation with someone who had just done something terrible?
It freaks me out thinking that you might walk past a murderer or a serial killer.
I'm pretty sure statistically at one point, I think it's actually twice. Twice in every person's life, if you go by the average lifespan, you're supposed to have an interaction with someone who has killed someone at one point.
That's scary.
Yeah, especially if they're a murderer and not just someone who was like a soldier.
Yeah. To this day, I'm now crazy paranoid about the basement and about the entrance doors to the building. They should have been locked by the hospital staff to begin with.
No shit.
So it's not mine or any of my coworkers' faults, but it's still terrifying to have been so close to a very dangerous situation. That's what I've got for my job currently, and I hope it gave you some chills. It's really scary. The idea of it being an actual person, for me, is scary. Because I think people are worse than a lot of things you could
What
run
about the
into.
worst people when they turn into spirits?
I think
that's when you get some haunting on Hill House shit.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh my gosh, that crazy bitch. Okay. I love you guys, and you can share these if you like. I'll have to post my shorter scare experiences as well, but I'll save that for later. Keep being awesome, Kate. Thank you so much, Kate. Those were really good stories.
They were really good.
We can't wait to see your other ones.
We might have already seen them since this email is 2 months old, and
Yeah.
she might have posted them on Discord.
Maybe.
But either way, if not, post them there or email them to us.
Yeah.
So you may have already done that also because we are 2.5 months behind on our emails. So good stuff. That was a really good one to end on, too.
That was a really good one. Yeah, people freak me out. That's probably why I'm so introverted, is just like I get super scared really easily. And just the idea that someone could be a murderer.
Yeah.
Anyone, and I'm really kind of just like, it's hard for me to want to meet new people sometimes because I don't know if they're going to kill me or not.
You just gotta assume that they're not gonna kill you, but always pay attention for signs. But it's just like at the end of Addams Family. I think it's the first Addams Family where they're having a Halloween party, and Wednesday hasn't dressed up at all. And someone asks her, like, "Why aren't you dressed up?" And she's like, "I'm a serial killer. They look just like everybody else." I always remember that line because I'm like, man, that's so perfect, and it's the best thing to say if you're too lazy to get a Halloween costume. So
I read something somewhere. I don't know if it was on Facebook or something. But someone tweeted or posted that a kid came up to their door all dressed in red, and they were late. They came in later in the night, and they showed up all in red, and they were just like, I'm your period. Sorry, I'm late.
That's fucking fun. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
I was just like, that's amazing. I thought it was really good.
All right, I'm looking over at Twitch chat, and it looks like Sacred Infinity has joined us and said, "Rating and Storytime, my favorite day." Thank you for joining us, bro. I miss you so much. Meadow says, "I have to say it before it ends. Nerd Chills Reborn." Sacred Infinity is the upper carrot saying this. And then they start talking between themselves.
Yep.
Ulrich says, "I fell asleep. Sorry, guys. I'm calling it a night."
Thank you so much for joining us, Ulrich.
If you're not watching, which you clearly aren't, we're still going to say thank you anyways.
Yeah.
So it's probably when Robin...
Feedback made it. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you. We appreciate your watching feedback. We love you. It was probably that part where Robin was trying to, look up what actor was on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, sorry.
It's some guy that I think turned bad at some point. So if you guys watch that show, then you know who it is.
Brett. I think his name was Brett or Brent.
That sounds right.
Something like that. And then Elizabeth something. Those were the actor. Yeah,
They're married because their
They're
surnames are both something.
No.
So it makes sense.
Anyway.
Swazzle says, also freaky when motion lights don't turn on. That's true. If you've ever walked past a motion light and had it not turn on, at one point you have to think do I not have a soul? There must be something wrong with me. At least that's what I think because I watched that Simpsons episode growing up where Bart loses his soul and all of a sudden all the crazy things start happening to him.
Talk about that episode a lot.
It's one of the best episodes of The Simpsons of all time. So yeah, but and then he can't get automatic doors to open up either, and he just runs into one of them.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of stuff like that when motion lights don't turn on. The first thing you think is something is wrong with me.
There's an episode of Sherlock where I think it was about the dog. They see the dog.
The Hound of Baskerville.
Yeah.
And it's just gas.
And yes,
spoilers.
Sorry. But there's the guy's house that has a whole bunch of motion lights all around his house.
And they keep all kicking on.
Yes, and it freaks him out.
Right.
And I think that's a natural thing for people.
Glitch Grim says, "I am sitting in a dark parking lot at work right now. LOL, now I feel like I need to move to the light. Sometimes the light illuminates you and lets other people see you, and sometimes you're safer hiding in the darkness."
Zwazzle says, "Look into the light first, just in case something's already there. Waiting."
Wow. Meme Life over on YouTube says, "Aloha, my friends. Aloha, Meme Life. Thank you for joining us."
Feedback says, "Old movie is old." It is old. It's not really that old. But John Krasinski.
He looks really good in that.
Looks really good.
And Emily Blunt is his wife, and they look really good together, too.
They are so good together. I don't know. I think they're perfect for each other. Beep, boop, beep, doop, doo.
Feedback says, "You guys need to make sub badges." I don't know how to do that.
Don't know what that is.
I don't either.
So message me on Facebook later and then tell me how,
Right.
and I'll try. It's kind of, I don't know how to do any of this stuff.
Allbrain says, "Any of you guys playing AC Odyssey?" I am, because I was lucky enough to get into the Project Stream Beta, which is Google's video game service that they're going to be offering. And I will say this, I know I'm not allowed to disclose a bunch of shit. I think I might have mentioned this on the show already. But it was literally I got my email saying I got in. I'm like, fucking cool. So I clicked it, thinking I'm going to have to download a bunch of shit. It opened up a tab in Chrome, it had asked me to sign into my Ubisoft account, so I did, and I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey like that. I didn't install anything. It just streamed automatically. It was perfect resolution. I plugged in my Xbox controller to my laptop. I was so fucking impressed. I immediately sent feedback about how impressed I was because it's only just a beta right now. So that's how I'm playing it. I really enjoy it. It is definitely the best Assassin's Creed game I've ever played.
Cool.
So I really like it.
Sacred Infinity says, since I'm a retired Nerd Chills host, I don't get to talk to you guys much. Yeah, but you're busy too. Work is busy. Work is keeping you busy.
You guys posted a picture on your Instagram of you and Brittany together all dappered out. Like looking really good.
Yeah,
we saw it. We're like,
so
man,
good.
they look good right now. So good work on whatever you're doing. It's working for you.
Let's see.
And Glitch Grimm's trying to figure out who Infinity is. That's CJ.
That's CJ. Yeah, Sacred Infinity is CJ.
Yeah, the smiley man from Hill House. That part was like kind of had an idea of what was coming, but it was still super fucking creepy.
It freaked me out
when she saw him at the foot of her bed. I was like, she's going to see him, and it's going to be creepy. And I was thinking about that's what I wanted to go as for Halloween. But it was so
heartbreaking what it really was.
Yeah.
I wanted to cry. There are so many points in that show I wanted to cry. And I might have actually cried on the last episode.
Wow. Feedback. What? My mom was picked up by Ted Bundy when she was in her 20s and jumped out of a moving car to get away.
Shut up!
Holy
I didn't
fucking
know that.
shit.
Wait, your mom practically raised me, and I don't know this story?
Yeah, it looks like you're going to need to get that story, bro.
What? That's insane. Oh man, dude.
He goes on to say, yeah, Pay Paradise. She didn't know who it was at the time, but she saw him on the news like a couple years later and remembered his face. That is so fucking scary. That's so scary, man. Like, think of how many times that your parents had a brush with death and that if they would have gone a different direction, like they might have died and you never would have been born. Like, just think about how many times that might have happened to you and then extrapolate that to your parents' lifetime, which is even longer. It's like my mom has one story where she almost died riding on a motorcycle. She was like riding on a motorcycle with someone and they hit a bump and she almost fell off the edge and her nails grabbed onto the seam of the guy's leather jacket. And if she wouldn't have had nails or if he wouldn't have been wearing his jacket, because I'm pretty sure it was like hot out that day or something, and he almost didn't wear the jacket, like she would have gone right off the back.
The only time I've ever ridden a motorcycle is with feedback there. So
interesting. Full circle.
Yeah.
Streaming games of the future, says Glitchgrim. I totally 100% agree. I was just so impressed with that service. I was like, they're gonna just get into this and be like, you don't have to buy anything. Like, do you have a computer? Did you install Chrome on it? Cool, you have a fucking system.
That's really
because
cool.
my laptop's 2 years old. It has a mobile card specifically for saving battery life because I don't play games on it. I usually just run podcast shit through it, so it's mostly audio. So I didn't get like a full size card because it burns through battery life, and it's still playing a brand new game even though it's 2 years old and perfect resolution. So if they can do that, and it's a beta, I really think streaming games is the future.
Cool. But yeah, those are all our stories for tonight. That's kind of everybody's stories are really good.
It was a really good show.
Those were really good.
I feel like we crushed this episode. We've had some bad.
Well, technically, you guys
crushed this episode. I think we did well reading your guys' stuff, so we appreciate you guys all sending that stuff in. But before we get into the end of it, I think we should definitely do marbles on stream.
Yes.
To thank everyone for watching. So those of you who have done it before, you know what's coming, and those of you who don't, Robin's about to explain to you what marbles on stream is.
So every Storytime episode now, we're doing this game called Marbles. Is it called Marbles?
Marbles on stream.
Yeah,
I've only said it 10 times.
And
it's also already not working.
Really?
Yeah, so just keep going.
Okay. Well, we're going to be playing this game where all you have to do is type in !play.
Correct.
Not yet. Wait till we start it up. But
we'll let you know when.
Yeah, we'll let you know when. But once we get it all started up, then you do that. You get a marble in the game, and then it rolls through these obstacle courses. And at the end, we give something to the winner.
Correct.
So afterwards, we'll get your address, and then we'll mail it to you, which is cool.
Yeah, it's just a really fun thing that we can do to thank you guys for watching, and on top of that, it's kind of addicting to watching these stupid marbles run a race, basically.
It's super addicting, and I never thought it would be, which is funny, because it's literally just watching balls roll down these tracks.
Sounds dirty, and it is.
Shut up.
So I'm gonna switch the source, and it should work because I tested this earlier. But then again, I tested everything, and our audio was desynced for the first 30 minutes of the show. So let's go ahead and switch this over, and this is what Marbles on Stream looks like. And like I predicted, for whatever reason, you cannot see us. So I'm going to see if I can fix this really fast.
Dang me, I love that you've jumped back in for the marbles.
Right? It's so nice of you. No, we're just gone, so it's so frustrating because this was totally working a second ago.
Yay, it's good.
So it's not good. You can't see us. I've said that like 6
sorry.
times.
My bad.
Thank you to Feedback for cheering. 1,500 cheers. You
Thank
are the best. We love
You're
you.
way too nice.
So,
Stop it.
What we're going to do is we're going to pick a track here for the marbles to race through. So you're not going to be able to see us, but that's okay. Who needs to see us? You've seen us for 2 hours. So I'm going to look at the top ones, and it's scrolling on its own, which I really don't like. I wish it wouldn't do that.
You know what I really don't like?
What's that?
You.
Thank you. I knew that was coming, so I was just hoping you wouldn't do that. Auto scroll tracks is now unclicked, so let's stop that. All right, so I'm going to look for something that has an average time between 2 and 3 minutes. Endurance test is really fucking long. I like the sound of Devil's Chaos.
Yeah, let's do Devil's Chaos.
Devil's Chaos sounds good. Okay, so we're going to do Devil's Chaos. My selection is Devil's Chaos. There we go. So this is what the track is going to look like. It does look like a fucking shit show.
Okay, now type in #play.
No. Type in exclamation point play
Fuck.
into the chat, and you will get a marble on the screen.
Try
We've
it.
only done this a whole bunch, and Robin
Amber,
still
you gotta
can't.
type it in again. Sorry.
And you'll see your name start populating this list over here. Once we get everyone in, we'll set them free, and whoever winds up being the winner will get some stickers in the mail, courtesy of Robin.
No,
And
it's not too late to join. Do exclamation point play. Sorry.
it is absolutely not too late to join. Of course, Feedback did #play because she was told to.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
exclamation
stupid.
point play, though. All right, so we have 12 people in so far, but we're going to wait just a little while. The really cool thing about this is if you pay a little bit of money, which I'm not committed to doing yet, but we could make an actual scary-ish marble. And I think some of you guys have actually went and got your own custom marbles. And then on top of that, it keeps track of all the statistics. So, like, it'll let us know if multiple people have won before.
I want to see how many points Jang Mi is going to have because she's won before.
She has won before. So, do we have... No, we're still getting more people. So, we got 15 people in there now. And we're going to wait just a little bit longer to see. You can get sub skins. You can get a bunch of different stuff. So
is Miss Deezy? Miss Deezy's not here, and Keb's not here.
We had a few people not show up today, but that's okay. A lot of people did show up, though. Like, our numbers today have been higher than most of the other days that we've had for the month of October. So
cool.
We appreciate you guys all coming out. And I wish this game worked with YouTube. It's very low budget, and it does not work with YouTube. So we do suggest that you guys switch over if you want to participate. And if not, that's no big deal. Looks like Meadows is jumping in on this action, too.
Yay!
So hopefully we can get everyone in. Pancakes29 says, am I in? I'm going to search for you right now. Yep, you're in, Pancakes. So Meadows is also in. So it looks like we got everyone in. She left me 2 times now. Thank you, Miss Deezy, LOL. That's so funny. Feedback's trying to get an extra marble from over on YouTube. It doesn't work with YouTube. It's so annoying that it doesn't. And Alice in Wonderland.
Yay! Thank you for subscribing.
Feedback just subscribed. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. So we're going to get started. I'm going to give you guys 20 more seconds before I start this thing up, and then you'll have 10 more seconds for a grand total of 30 seconds. I like saying the word seconds, obviously. So we have 17 people that are going to be participating. This is the most marbles I think we've ever had. I think we might have gotten to 20 one time, but this will be fun to do. And hopefully your guys' marbles don't fall off the edge, because if it does, then you definitely aren't going to win. So I'm going to start it right now. You guys still have 10 seconds on this countdown until we start. So exclamation point play. And we'll see if we can get a clear-cut winner.
Yeah.
Or if it's going to be like a really, really close race like it has been the past couple of times.
How many are in there?
We have 17 marbles in here.
All right.
And they're dropping in here.
This one's for all the marbles.
We go.
Wait, is that how the saying goes?
I think it actually is. So It looks like Meadows is in the lead. It's really hard to tell. I'm going to zoom in. It says Feedback's number 1 right now. We're going to tilt this just a little bit. It's because he's further up the end. So even though he's not further down. Okay, someone just took the fuck off. Who is in first place? Looks like Carly's in first place. She got a little bit caught up. Godwretch and Allbrain are at the front. Godwretch is now number 1. Feedback's marble has fallen off the edge already. Feedback has died. That's just sad.
That was way too fast.
It's not fair, but that's okay. Looks like Godwretch is making a run. He's getting kind of ahead of everyone, and he's going for like the extra speed tabs like from Mario Kart. So, guys, you're going to need to catch up, or Godwretch is going to run away with this thing, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but he is just cruising right now. I say he, I should say they. Who knows? And it's just getting caught up in this little swirly spot. I really like the surface of this one, because usually they're just like teal or orange, and this one's like chrome.
Feedback's just like, no.
That's so funny. Oh, no. This one just looks difficult. I have a feeling we're going to lose a lot of marbles on this one. So Godrich got a little bit hung up because he hit the arrows that are going to shoot him backwards. Meadows takes the lead. Meadows 89 is going through the gauntlet. I don't even know what to call this. He made it through without dying, and he hasn't bounced off the edge. This is a scary track.
Yeah, so much.
He did not make the jump. Who will make the jump is the question.
This is why it's called Devil's Chaos.
Okay, so Godrich made the jump and didn't die, so now Godrich isn't first. I'm so sorry, Meadows, that you died. Pancakes has died. Valley Girls has died. Liam is Cool has died. Oh my God, you guys are dropping like flies. 1, 4, 3. Oh,
Thank you
Carly.
so much.
Glitchgrim is still in,
Washu.
and Glitchgrim has taken the lead. After winning the contest last week, he is not. Oh, okay, that's Pay Paradise. It's getting confused about who's in first place.
So many murdered marbles.
Yes, this is getting intense. Godrich and Glitchgrim. Clearly, if you want to win, guys, you need to have your name start with a G. Glitchgrim has 2 G's in his name, though.
GG.
So, wow, that's a good point. I
Yeah,
didn't even think of that.
Thanks.
Now back and forth, hopefully not falling out. We only have 6 marbles left. We had 17 marbles to start. Only 6 of them are left. Glitchgrim has taken the lead right near the end. I think Glitchgrim has pulled off a victory. He indeed has. Congratulations, Glitchgrim, on finishing first in Marbles on Stream. That was super intense. I cannot believe how many marbles did not survive the trip. And it looks like Allbrain wound up coming in second place. So, wow. This one was super fucking intense, actually. Sometimes they're like pretty easy going, and sometimes people just like that jump at the end. That was the Widowmaker right there, man. Like people were just eating it. So I do want to let the whole race run out, and we'll see who winds up winning.
Thank you, New Cool, for following us as well.
We appreciate you.
And Wild Cali Washu for subscribing for the second month in a row. That's cool. I don't know. I love the marbles. Like, it's so fun, and it's just fun to have everyone join in. And so many murdered marbles, but it was just like...
Yes, it's very true. Glitchgrim gets 1 win under his belt. Jangmi has 1 win. Pay Paradise has 1 win. And then everyone else is still goose-egged so far. Glitchgrim has 6 races with us, so he has participated in the most races, and then there's a lot of you guys tied up for 5. Chessy Cat also has 6 races.
Nice.
So good to know. Maybe Chessy Cat will get her first win here very soon. So that's fun. I love ending the stream like that, so we hope you guys appreciated it. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you don't hate it because your marble died. There's nothing that we can do about that. Do you want to do another race?
We can do it one more time because we're mailing something to Glitch anyway.
That's true. So all right. Robin has saved you guys who didn't win.
I need to write this down before I forget, though.
All right. Well, I'm going to switch back over to Marbles on Stream, and we're going to do it one more time.
Okay.
I'm going to pick one that has a success rate or a survival rate. I don't know if I can check that, actually.
I got to write down
I hate that
everyone
it
we
puts
owe
that on.
a package.
No, it doesn't really tell you what the amount of people that die on it is. It does say percentage played and average time. So since we're doing a second one, and I love that you guys are excited about that because I'm always like, maybe they're rolling their eyes because they don't want to do a second one. This one sounds good. A Leap to Remember. It sounds like a lot of marbles will die in this one. So let's try out A Leap to Remember and see what happens. Good night, Taylor, over on YouTube. We appreciate you coming out and watching. Thank you so much. So A Leap to Remember is going to be our track this time while it loads up. Keep in mind, all you have to do right now is !play to join in.
!play.
This is just so stupid, but so much fun. It really is. So !play, I see McShake and Baked at !join. And then I think that might have actually worked because it put them in there. But see you guys all pouring in again. We're already up to 10 marbles, so 11 marbles. This is going to be fun. I kind of wish I could jump in here and do it too.
You're so dumb.
I don't want to do that. If I won, I'd feel so bad. We'd have to just give it to second place, actually. Zwazzles has joined. We're up to 15. So we almost got everyone that was in it last time as well. All right.
Keep going, !play.
We'll give it a little bit more time, and then we're going to get it started. It looks like we got just about everyone in. Godwretch is in. Pay Paradise is already in. We're up to 18, 19 people. We have more marbles than we had last time, so I'm glad that we did it a second time so some of you guys could join.
Yeah.
So we'll give it a little bit more time, and then I'm going to go ahead and click start. Pay Paradise says my anxiety is through the roof. LMFAO or LMAO JK. I will say this makes me feel a little like nervous for you guys too, because I feel like your marble's going to go off the edge. You're going to be like, "Fuck this! I'll never listen to this podcast again." But you guys aren't like that, so I do appreciate it. All right, we got 19 of you in. I'm going to click start. Anyone who has not typed in !play that would like to join that is in Twitch, that's all you have to do.
10 seconds, yep.
And you're going to have 10 seconds starting now. All right, let's get your names up here so we can see what happens. Hopefully we all make it through this together. This track does have a ridiculous jump, and oh my god, I hope at least one person makes it through.
Did my marble get in?
I think everyone got in.
I put my name in.
You put your name in? I don't think you made it in.
Damn it.
Wild Cali is in first place, but this jump coming up is going to separate Oh, my Lord. Okay,
Oh.
so Meadows is in first place. Again, everyone's filtering in. Doesn't look like anyone has died yet. And don't get too excited about what place you're in because this jump is going to be ridiculous.
This is horrible.
Oh, man.
It's so close to the edge.
This is stressful.
This is very stressful.
I'm not going to lie. This is a little stressful. Feedback says, I see me. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter what place you're in because this looks like you're sending like something through a fan blade right now.
Thank you so much, Jinx Mix, for following us.
We do appreciate it. Here comes the jump. Meadows is still in first place. Will he survive?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. This is so freaking trippy right now. Wild Cali looks like they've taken the lead. Wow. Looks like Meadows got caught up in that thing. Glitchgrim is just way out in front, looking for 2 wins in a row. Godwretch was eliminated. Godwretch was in like second place or first place for the longest time last time. And Glitchgrim is again in first place.
Oh my gosh. This is redonkulous.
This is. All right. It's getting a little bit slowed down. Let's see who's in second place. Pave Paradise is in second place. And they are cruising along right now. So I'm going to focus on second place right now to see if they can catch Glitchgrim. And I am terrible with this camera right now. I do apologize for that. Pave Paradise is taking a pretty good route through anxiety. This. But Glitch is just getting right through this track, man. All right, I'm going to have to follow Glitch now. Oh, wow, they're next to each other. And there goes Pave Paradise, officially taking the lead, coming through the spikes, doing a really good job navigating through. That was impressive. I feel like I should give you credit for actually getting through. Feedback says rigged. Pave Paradise has won. Congratulations. It was that end spot right there. It looks like Carly's in second place too, and Glitchgrim's now in third. We're going to let all the marbles trickle in. Thank you guys so much for playing one last time with us. Carly did officially finish second. Oh, wow. This one is just so, like, that fucking jump is ridiculous. Shake and Bake got eliminated in the end there. It's, I thought more people would die. More people died on that other one, that first one that we did.
Yeah. I don't know, but I am going to bring a bunch of goodies for you guys when we do the meetup in California in a week, next week.
Indeed.
Holy crap,
it is very close.
Week.
Your birthday is very, very close, causing me tons and tons of anxiety.
Yeah, so I'll bring goodies for you guys next week, since you both have stuff that I need to give you. And then we still have a package we have to put together for Glitch. And Kebs. You still have your stuff that we're got to package up.
Yes, we have a lot of stuff to send out, but make no mistake, we will send all that stuff out to you guys because we love you so very much, and we appreciate you joining us. I know this is something very, very silly, but we all seem to enjoy it quite a bit, so we hope you guys have had fun watching. Looks like Alice in Wonderland and Sacred Infinity are trying to finish out here. CJ, I expected more from you on this, bro. Like, you're just so good at all video games. Looks like when it's not in your hands.
It's all the luck of the draw.
It apparently is.
Or
coming
luck
down
of the
pipe.
marbles.
This is ridiculous.
Coming down the pipe.
Just waiting.
5x5.
I think this channel is sponsored by Marvel. It's hilarious. And there we go. So there you go, guys. That is the second and final Marbles on stream that we will do for the night. Going to switch back so you can see our wonderful faces. And we're happy that you guys joined us tonight, as we are with all the nights that you guys join us. So that's a fun way that we can end it. Looks like we got 28 people over in Twitch, so a lot of you guys switched from YouTube over to Twitch so that you could get your marbles in. So good to see.
Oh, yay! I am totally down for a churro at Disneyland. Those are my favorite.
We have a really fun time with churros. They had the lightsaber churros the last time we were there. And it was just...
I took a picture of my sister with the red and blue churro.
And she had her mouth open.
She had both in her mouth.
So fucking funny.
We are excited. Yes, Connor, there's going to be a meetup in California because we're going to Anaheim next weekend. And we're going to go to Disneyland because we're now pass holders. Yay!
Hooray! Another monthly payment while unemployed. Super excited.
So, yeah, I'm really, really, really excited to go to Disneyland. I think
it'll
be
definitely
really
take
cool.
a lot of the stress out of every time we want to go to Disneyland, figuring out where we're going to get the money from, and it'll definitely encourage us to go more often. I've never been to California Adventure. I haven't realized how awesome that park is.
I told him how there's like a roller coaster and a water rapids
She doesn't like roller coasters, so I'm always just like, that's cool. We'll just go do the other ones. And now she's like, well, we can do California Adventure now.
Made us reservations at the Lamplight Lounge for December because they have none in November.
Cool.
It's insane.
Good to know. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure I'll be finding out very soon.
It's a new restaurant at the Pixar Pier that is so ridiculously popular. They serve booze and stuff there. So.
Well, now that we're annual pass holders, I feel like we have to get into Club 33 because I know what that is.
I really want to get into Club 33. That is literally dream goals.
I don't understand why. But
it's so exclusive.
I get that. But it's like if I had a restaurant, if I was like, I have a very exclusive restaurant, I serve you in my kitchen after I make you a meal, it's $1,000 a plate. and then people like for whatever reason built it up behind it, they'd be like, but it's exclusive, bro. No one ever goes. That doesn't mean it's good, but I don't know.
I need to get all the Club 33 merchandise, and I need to like
God.
just eat there and feel special and
Fun stuff. So we're going to go ahead and move into the sign-up portion of the show. So
yes, sorry.
I will go ahead and start that out, and you can jump in whenever you want.
Yes.
So we just want to thank everyone that came out and watched us live, and everyone that listened at home or wherever you're at work, whatever the case may be. We really appreciate you folks. If you want to send us your homegrown horrors, you can email storytime@scarish.com. You can also go to facebook.com/scarishpodcast and message us from there.
Yep.
Please like our page if you go there. You can also join the Scarish Spooky Friends group. Post your story there for some instant feedback, or just post memes for funsies, because that's what we pretty much all do.
I love the memes that get posted in our Facebook group.
It's a fun time.
And on the Discord, we literally have like rooms for memes. We have rooms for dad jokes.
We have rooms for horror memes and for not so spooky memes, because
Yeah.
we want to see all of them.
And it's just so fun. And you guys are so funny. And
if you want to join the Discord, scarish.com, on the right-hand side, you can scroll down. You'll see a spot that says join our Discord. Just click it right there, and it'll take you straight to it. You can also message us on our Instagram. It's @ScarishPodcast, and you can tweet at us @ScarishPod on the Twitters. And I think that's just about everywhere that you can find us on the social medias. If you guys want to contribute anything to us financially, we always appreciate that. 100% not required. But if you want to, you can go to patreon.com/scarishpodcast. You can set up a monthly donation for as low as $1 a month, and you get early access to all of our episodes, and we really appreciate it. Robin did change around the tiers a little bit, like she had mentioned, so check those out. Even if you're already a patron and you're thinking about maybe upgrading, you might have more incentive to do so now. And if you want to do a one-time donation, go over to ko-fi.com/scarishpodcast and do a one-time donation. We appreciate those as well. Or you can go to twitch.com/twitch.com
twitch.tv/scaryishpodcast.
That's it.
Oh,
and watch us live.
Do the thing to put up the Discord link. So
for anyone that wants to see it. Okay, cool. So the Discord link is being posted into the stream right now. I'm going to mark that because I want to take that audio out. Thank you so much for the cheer. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for more cheers. Too many cheers. Too many cheers.
Almost struck in the face. I'm glad you guys got to see that feedback. You're the greatest, man. We appreciate you so much.
You're so nice. I'm
Cool.
going to talk to you after this because you got to help me figure out the badges thing. Don't know what it is.
Cool. So aside from that, that's pretty much everything that we normally do, guys. I think there's nothing else for the sign out unless you can think of anything else that I might have missed.
No.
So thank you to everyone one more time for whoever watched and whoever listened. We appreciate you guys beyond words.
And Amber, we got the signature pass. That's what we got. I'm just answering the chat. Sorry.
I know. I'm just marking it so I can take it out because no one, at home will know what we're talking about.
Yeah, so signature pass is the one I got for both of us. So free parking. Boop.
Fun stuff. Cool. So thank you guys so much one last time, and I'll let you do the sign out because I did it earlier this week.
All right. Keep on creeping on, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Or, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Don't forget.